thrilling journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Public opinion.
Stop this foolish about this GLP and PMP business. We are a Jamaican.
Different people.
It's not a matter of a GLP or a PMP. I think it's more like where it is that you think you're comfortable, what support you can afford to make the country better.
Different views.
Most entertainers, they're not amenable to management, so the only thing that can ultimately structure them is the court and the prison.
Public opinion. The voice of the people at 6:25 p.m. weekdays during Nationwide at 5. Tune into Nationwide at 6:25 p.m. for Public Opinion, where the people's views matter.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Ready to tackle that building project? Start right. Start here at H&L Rapid True Value for building supplies. The time by H&L Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robian Williams.
In Nationwide News at this hour, tears flowed freely in court as Constable Noel Maitland is found guilty of murdering his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson.
Her mother says she never doubted the policeman was guilty.
I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt.
Murders down 50% so far this year.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says violence now poses an economic threat to the country.
JFJ flags ministries, departments and agencies for poor compliance with ATI Act.
In news from the rest of the world, Cayman Islands prepares contingency plans amid concerns of increased Cuban migration.
France seizes suspected Russian Shadow Fleet oil tanker.
In sports, Shamar Springer hails West Indies' high note finish after 13-run win over Afghanistan.
And later in our broadcast, in the cover story at 5:35, Noel Maitland found guilty of the murder of his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson. Her mother says justice was served.
I may never know what happened to my daughter, Donnelly Donaldson. I may never get a bone, but justice will serve.
We'll hear more from Donnelly's mother. We'll also be joined by Maitland's attorney, Christopher Townsend, and our reporter, Robian Williams.
In Public Opinion at 6:26, we ask, are you concerned about the amount of time children spend on electronic devices? Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio, and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693. You can also leave your comments on Instagram at Nationwide 90 FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Claudette Thompson, joins us to react to the Maitland verdict. It's the first successful prosecution of her tenure as the country's chief prosecutor. She'll reflect on the 8-month-long trial.
And at 8, it's Jamaican Dads with Dennis Brooks, Garth Williams, Marlon Campbell, and Floyd Green.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile Nationwide 90 FM, RevoNews.ai, and on the Revo News app. Available on the Google Play and the App Store. This Thursday afternoon, it's a rainy Thursday in Kingston, Thursday, January 22, 2026.
The hour is brought to you by the KFC Value Menu. Grab a chicken box, famous bowl, small popcorn chicken, or crunch sandwich today with combos starting at just $620. KFC, it's finger licking good.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. Following an 8-month-long trial and just under 4 hours of deliberation, a 7-member jury has found Constable Noel Maitland guilty of murdering his girlfriend, social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. The verdict was handed down shortly after 3 in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. As we hear in this report from Robian Williams, tears flowed freely in the courtroom as Maitland's fate was announced.
The jury was sent to deliberate shortly after 11 Thursday morning. Court officials collected their phones and handed over the documents they would use during deliberations. The prosecution, the defense, and the accused all waited anxiously as the 7 jurors, 4 men and 3 women, took their time to sift through the evidence of over 36 witnesses and over 40 exhibits. The prosecution had told them Maitland either murdered the vivacious influencer or knew of the circumstances of her death. Her body has never been found. The prosecution, led by Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson, urged the jury to accept the circumstantial evidence in the case and convict the policeman. But the defense strongly rejected the Crown's case, contending that the circumstantial evidence they were seeking to string together into a puzzle did not fit. Defense attorney Christopher Townsend pleaded with them to acquit the popular policeman of the charges. But at 3:15 p.m., the jury returned to the courtroom. They had rejected the defense's plea. They determined Maitland had killed Donnelly and unlawfully disposed of her body. When the guilty verdict was handed down, Maitland, who was dressed in a gray jacket suit with a black dress shirt, held his head down in the dock and broke down, crying. His father, who was present in the courtroom, let out an audible sigh and said, "My God." Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg, also broke down after hearing the verdict. Outside the courtroom, the woman of faith thanked God for the outcome.
God is good. God is good. There is a higher God, authority, who is going to deal with this in his own way. And I want to say thank you all to each and every one of you. Victory. We proclaim victory today.
Presiding Judge Leighton Pusey will sentence Noel Maitland on March 13. It will bring to a close a case that started in a New Kingston apartment on a warm summer night in 2022. Robianne Williams for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg, wept outside the Supreme Court as she reflected on the guilty verdict against her former son-in-law, Noel Maitland. Dana Davey has that report.
A tearful Sophia Lugg expressed gratitude to Jamaica. She says finally, justice has been done.
To all my Jamaican people, to each and every one all over this world, thank you very much to stand with me in unity. Today the verdict has passed and victory belongs to us. Victory belongs to us. I may never know what happened to my daughter, Donnelly Donaldson. I may never get a bone, but justice will serve. Justice will serve, and I will fight to the end. This is not the end.
Donnelly's mother says she was sure Maitland would be found guilty of her daughter's murder.
I went through this without doubts. I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt.
Responding to questions on Maitland's tears in court, Miss Lugg says that one day he will confess to the heinous crime.
Tears are a language for even the murderers. God understands. He knows why he cries. He has been crying from day one. I don't understand why Noel Maitland did this. But God knows. I don't want to comment much on him. But I know one day, Noel, even 100 years behind bars, you will tell me what happened to my child.
Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
And Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson says the jury returned the right verdict in the case. She says it is not a moment for rejoicing.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling now. It's not what I expected in terms of feelings, because now I'm feeling sad. It's almost as if it's a confirmation that Donnelly is really gone. So it's not a moment for us to rejoice. It's an acceptance that the jurors, I think, returned the correct verdict. So we are comforted by that. But there's no rejoicing, there's no happy, because Donnelly is dead.
Claudette Thompson, Director of Public Prosecutions. When our news center reached out to former head of the JCF's crime and security portfolio, Fitz Bailey, he expressed dissatisfaction with the outcome. He noted justice had been done and the justice system still works. Bailey is now Commissioner of Police in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
And Maitland's attorney, Christopher Townsend, says his client will likely appeal Thursday's verdict.
We We're a bit surprised by the verdict, but it is a verdict and it is what it is. Of course, there's always a court of appeal. I have a strong feeling that whichever way the verdict went, there would have been an appeal. I don't want to say anything too much yet, but certainly we are concerned about how some of the issues were dealt with. You notice the summing up was very short. We don't know, the jury takes somewhat 3.5 hours or somewhere there to make a decision, and we're on to the next level. So we'll see what happens next.
According to Townsend, Maitland maintains that he's innocent of the charges.
He's very teary-eyed. He knows he's innocent, and he will have to take another opportunity to seek justice at the Court of Appeal. He was able to speak to him. So it is a serious blow to him because he knows he's innocent.
Christopher Townsend, defense attorney for Noel Maitland, he was speaking with journalists outside the Supreme Court on Thursday.
To other news now, the country has recorded a 50% reduction in murders since the start of the year. That's according to an update from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. It says up to January 19, Jamaica recorded 23 homicides. That's 23 fewer than the 46 recorded in the corresponding period last year. Shootings are also down 30%, coming in at 30 up to January 19. Meanwhile, the JCF says other crimes such as rape and break-ins are also trending down. The country recorded a 43% decline in rape during the review period. Break-ins are also down nearly 26%. But the JCF says incidents of robbery are holding steady. 25 robberies were recorded in the first 19 days of the year, the same as last year.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is warning that the persistent use of violence in the country is not just a cultural issue, but also an economic threat.
Social violence, the use of violence in social interactions, intimate partner violence, violence in the disciplining of our children, violence in the family, which we call domestic violence, and just general violence in our social interactions. That level of violence has become almost cultural. We cannot, as a people, resolve conflict without violence. Violence has an economic cost.
Dr. Holness's comment follows a case of murder-suicide in Harborview, Kingston on Tuesday. The police confirmed that the matter stemmed from a domestic dispute between a husband and wife. The man stabbed his wife to death. He then electrocuted himself. The government had announced that tackling social violence is one of its two-tier approaches in achieving a peaceful society. Dr. Holness says the issue is damaging brand Jamaica.
Violence places a limit on your economic growth horizon. It is a cost to our country. Most of all, it destroys the brand that keeps people coming here. The brand of Jamaica, the peaceful country. Jamaica, no problem man. Jamaica, the country of equity and fairness and social justice.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. He was speaking at the Jamaica Stock Exchange's 21st Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference earlier this week.
70% of access to information ATI requests submitted by human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, to 101 public bodies last year did not receive a response within the statutory period. This is according to a study published by the group to test the government's compliance to the ATI Act. The requests were sent between February and November 2025. Mahiri Stewart has that story.
JFJ sent 111 requests to 101 different public bodies as part of its study. The total figure consisted of 23 government ministries, 14 municipal councils, and 72 other government entities. The 2011 Joint Select Committee, which reviewed the ATI Act, recommended that acknowledgement of a request be given within 5 working days of its submission. According to JFJ's study, 44% of the submissions were acknowledged within that recommended period. 18% were acknowledged after the 5-day period, while 14% were only acknowledged upon fulfillment of the request. 22% of the requests were not acknowledged. 3 ministries, Education, Transport and Foreign Affairs, and the Clarendon Municipal Corporation were credited in the report for acknowledging ATI requests on the same day they were submitted. The Office of the Prime Minister was also highlighted for acknowledgement a day after submission. As for fulfillment of the request, JFJ says 42 of the 111 requests went completely unanswered. The ATI Act currently requires public bodies to respond to requests within 30 days. According to the data, 70% of the requests sent either came past this 30-day period or did not come at all. Only 34 of the 111 requests were fulfilled within the statutory period. Only 7 of the 23 ministries responded in time, with 11 being late and 5 not being fulfilled. 2 of the 14 municipal corporations answered in the legal period, with 4 being late and 8 not being fulfilled. JFJ's report credited the Ministry of Local Government as the only entity of the 101 requested that fulfilled its request in less than a day. The National Health Fund, Tourism Product Development Company, Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Office of the Prime Minister fulfilled their requests in less than 5 days. The Ministry of Finance was highlighted as having the slowest response. The ministry took 133 days to fulfill the ATI request made. The St. James Municipal Corporation, Justice Ministry, Jamaica Defence Force, and Financial Services Commission took between 63 and 91 days to meet the request. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Thanks, Mahiri. You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
See twice the style for less at IQ Optical. Buy one pair of glasses and get your second and third pair half price. Don't miss out. Call 876-929-7732 or visit IQ Optical today, where clarity never looked sharper.
The time by IQ Optical is...
It's 15 minutes after 5.
Termites, rodents, or birds infesting your home or office? Call Rentokil Initial, the pest expert, at 876-926-4236 for a free pest assessment island-wide. The temperature brought to you by Rentokil Initial is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Stepping confidently into a new year starts with one simple, powerful word. Yes! Say yes to new beginnings. Say yes to a secure future. Say yes to living the life you love with your family. With health and life insurance from Sagicor Life. We're here to give you the protection and peace of mind you deserve in 2026. All you have to do is say yes to what matters most. Call 888 Sagicor to speak with an advisor today.
Continuing the news, the police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the electrocution of a man in Warwick Castle St. Mary on Wednesday. It's understood the incident occurred while the man was working in a yam field. Reports are the man and a group of friends went to a yam bush in the area sometime around 9 in the morning. 2 hours later, while chopping bushes in the field, the man came in contact with a Jamaica Public Service Company JPS high-tension electrical wire that was hanging over him. He was electrocuted. The unresponsive man was rushed to the Port Maria Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police say when they arrived on the scene, burn marks were seen on the body. This, they say, is consistent with electrocution. According to the police, JPS was informed and a team from its Port Maria office responded. It was later revealed that a JPS transmission line runs through the property where the incident occurred. The police are urging members of the public to be vigilant when working in areas where overhead electrical wires are present. It's also appealing to the public to report any low-hanging or exposed power lines to the relevant authorities.
Finance Minister Favour Williams says Jamaica's recovery from Hurricane Melissa is anchored in transparency and accountable management of reconstruction funds. She made the comment at the GOJ Audit Committee's conference held at the Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston on Wednesday.
The work of rebuilding Jamaica is not only physical, it's structural, financial, institutional, and deeply rooted in governance. Strong oversight ensures that recovery funds are well managed, that reconstruction efforts are transparent and accountable, and that public confidence remains firm during and after the rebuilding process. And I know yesterday before I went to Parliament, because I was presenting on a bill and you never know what the questions are, I made sure to find out how much was in that Support Jamaica Fund. Was any of it used? So that I could report on it if asked. Jamaica's recovery in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa will be strengthened because of the work that you do.
The conference was held under the theme Governance in Action, Strengthening Trust, Risk, Oversight and Resilience. The minister urged members of the audit committees across government to remain steadfast in fulfilling their mandate.
Your role is central to ensuring that public institutions operate with integrity, credibility, and consistency, reinforcing the trust that underpins the effective functioning of government. Trust, however, cannot be strengthened through intention alone. It grows when risk oversight is robust, when systems operate with discipline, and when institutions demonstrate resilience in the face of change, uncertainty, or disruption.
Favour Williams, Finance Minister.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
The World in a Minute.
In regional news, the governor of the Cayman Islands says local security services are making contingency plans amid concerns that recent developments in Venezuela could trigger an influx of Cuban migrants to the territory. The concerns follow the United States military incursion in Venezuela on January 3 to extract President Nicolas Maduro. The operation has resulted in Cuba losing its main supplier of oil and financial aid. This has raised fears that the island could face further instability and prompt citizens to flee. Governor Jane Owen says authorities were closely monitoring the likelihood of increased irregular migration from Cuba. According to Owen, the Multi-Agency Mass Migration Committee is set to meet next week to discuss preparedness and contingency planning.
France says it has seized an oil tanker in the Mediterranean suspected of being part of Russia's sanction-busting shadow fleet. French President Emmanuel Macron said the tanker, named the Grinch, was subject to international sanctions and suspected of flying a false flag. The French Navy boarded the vessel on Thursday morning between Spain and Morocco. French maritime authorities said that a search of the vessel had confirmed the doubts as to the regularity of the flag. Russia's embassy in Paris says it had not been informed of the seizure. The UK has imposed sanctions on 544 Russian Shadow Fleet vessels. Moscow's so-called Shadow Fleet is a clandestine network of tankers used to evade Western sanctions on Russian oil exports.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC. Hose assembly and supply, equipping Jamaica for success.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour, tears flowed freely in court this afternoon as Constable Noel Maitland was found guilty of murdering his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson.
Her mother says she never doubted the policeman was guilty.
I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt.
Murders down 50% so far this year.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says violence now poses an economic threat to the country.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Robianne Williams.
Listeners, you can find the news on our website at rivanews.ai and on the Riva News app. It's available on the Google Play and the App Store. News next. The headlines at 6.
KFC, my mind studying. Right now I'm thinking chicken, famous bowl, chicken box combo and popcorn chicken. KFC on my mind, it's on my brain. Great flavor, great taste, like every day. Gave me that prize. Follow benefit the budget, little bit to your pay.
The KFC value menu always has you thinking chicken. Get the chicken box combo for just $680, or get the famous bowl combo for $620, or popcorn chicken combo for $630. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
Good afternoon with your sports report. I am Alex Webby. We both things off with some cricket as West Indies pace bowler Shamar Springer says the team was thrilled to end their tour of Afghanistan on a high after securing a 13-run victory in the third and final T20 International at the Dubai International Stadium on Thursday. Batting first, the Windies posted a competitive 151 for 7 from their 20 overs, led by a composed 47 from standing captain Brandon King. All-rounder Matthew Ford provided useful support with 27, helping West Indies recover from a middle-order wobble. Afghanistan's bowlers shared the spoils with Ziaur Rahman Sharif, Rashid Khan and Abdullah Ahmadzai, each claiming 2 wickets. In reply, Afghanistan were restricted to 138 for 8, despite a fighting half-century from wicketkeeper batter Ramanullah Gubaz. Gubaz top scored with 73 off 58 balls. Springer, who was one of 3 changes to the West Indies starting 11, produced a match-winning spell, finishing with 4 wickets, including a dramatic hat-trick that swung the game decisively in his side's favour.
It feels great to get our first win in T20 cricket for this year. It's always good to win games, although it was a series loss, but as I said, we get some momentum going into the next series and into the World Cup.
Reflecting on the closing stages, Springer says he bowled the penultimate over with the intention of giving Rowan Simmons a competitive figure to defend at the death, a plan that ultimately paid off as the West Indies held their nerve to seal the win.
My target was to defend 8 runs, so I could give Simmons as many runs to play with in the last over, and luckily I think I went for 5.
Shamar Springer, Afghanistan won the series 2-1. Now, the West Indies Under-19 team secured their place in the Super 6 of the ICC Under-19 World Cup with an emphatic 55-run victory over South Africa in their third and final Group D match at the High Performance Oval in Windhoek on Thursday. Batting first, the young West Indians posted a competitive 234 before being bowled out in 47.5 overs, thanks largely to a superb century from Barbadian Zachary Carter. Carter produced a polished and authoritative innings, striking 114 from 104 balls with 8 fours and 8 sixes. Jacob Masson was the standout performer with the ball for South Africa, claiming an impressive 5 for 23. Jason Rawls also made an impact, finishing with 2 wickets. In reply, South Africa never fully recovered from a disciplined and incisive West Indies bowling performance. Despite showing brief resistance, they were eventually dismissed for 179, falling well short of the target. Rawls top scored with 46. Shaquan Bell was outstanding with the ball, claiming 6 for 40. The 2016 champions will now play in the Super 6 group with Sri Lanka, Australia, Ireland, Afghanistan and South Africa. Each team will carry forward the number of points, wins and the net run rate from their matches against the other Super 6 qualifying team. The West Indies will only play the first and third teams from Group A in the Super 6. Now to footballers. Waterhouse snapped Chapelton Maroons a 5-match unbeaten run in the Ray and Never Jamaica Premier League, beating them 1-0 at the Turner Field on Thursday. With the win, Waterhouse jumped to 9th in the standings. Racing United picked up a point in their 0-0 draw with Tivoli to cut Montego Bay's lead to 5 points. Treasure Beach outscored Harbourview 4-3 in a 7-goal thriller to move out of the relegation zone into 12th on 18 points. Portmore United and Mullines ended 1-1 at Ferdinand Park. Nicholas Nelson scored for Mullines, while Peter McGregor replied for Portmore. Caribbean champions Mount Pleasant and Arnott Gardens are meeting in the late game at 7 p.m. at the Tony Spalding Complex. And finally, earlier today, the Confederation of African Football announced that the next two staging of the Africa Cup of Nations will be held in 2027 and 2028, after which the tournament will be hosted every 4 years. According to President of CAF, Patrice Motsepe, it's not fair to say Africa needs FIFA to govern their football as they are incapable of doing it effectively on their own.
We've got to move away from this inferiority complex, where, FIFA controls Africa. What do you mean? You mean the Africans haven't got the capacity to say, in fact, the World CAF AFCON every year is because of Europe. Absolute nonsense. Rubbish. What saddens me is the Europeans have got more respect for us than some of our own journalists do.
The recently concluded tournament, hosted by Morocco, was marred by controversy. The tournament was won by Senegal, who defeated the host 1-0. According to Motsepe, the review is being done to deliver the best tournament going forward.
Our competitions are going to be reviewed, and I can tell you now, there will not be a CHAN. There will be no need for a CHAN, because you've got to have quality competitions. You shouldn't have too few, you shouldn't have too many, but it's going to be world class. And that's why I was saying for the last 2 to 3 years, we've looked at this and we've also looked at the FIFA calendar. But the FIFA calendar is something that nobody, not even Europe, the perception that Europe dictates the FIFA calendar, it's a lot of nonsense.
Patrice Motsepe, I'm Alex Swaby, and that's your sports.
For all your custom framing, printing, graphic design, and purchase of art, Make It Frame Art Jamaica Limited, serving you for over 40 years. The time by Frame Art Jamaica is
5:30.
KFC, my mind studying. Right now I'm thinking chicken, famous bowl, chicken box combo and popcorn chicken. KFC on my mind, it's on my brain. Great flavor, great taste, like every day. Give me that prize. Follow benefit the budget, little bit to your pay.
The KFC value menu always has you thinking chicken. Get the chicken box combo for just $680, or get the famous bowl combo for $620, or popcorn chicken combo for $630. KFC, it's finger licking good.
This season is the time. Digicel is gifting smiles. Gift a smile, gift a smile, gift a smile. 64 people to win a grand prize. $250K to help you to gift a smile. Plus groceries and farming supplies. Keep your loved ones in mind. Gift a smile. Sharing the love from me to you. Samsung tablet video and your crew. Gift a smile, gift a smile. This season, make sure everybody good. Digicel is helping you to gift a smile, gift a smile, gift a smile.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Managing your investments with Sagicor is now easy as ever. You can fund stocks, repos, and do more seamlessly. Even get a clear overview of your portfolio performance on the enhanced Sagicor eBank platform. Want to experience effortless investment banking on Sagicor eBank? It's as easy as ever. Contact your Sagicor Investment Wealth Advisor today and update your personal information for access. Call 888-SAGICOR or visit sagicor.com for more information.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
Lord of mercy.
This one is very classic, dedicated to all schoolers who are taking beats.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio, my team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
If it's in the public's interest, it's the nation's business during Nationwide at 5. The nation's business.
The news cycle doesn't end on Friday. It needs perspective. That's why every Sunday at midday, Nationwide 90 FM presents The Week That Was. A clear, informed review of the top stories that shaped the past week, what really mattered and what lies ahead. No noise, no theatrics, just analysis, context, and clarity. The Week That Was. Sundays at 12 noon with a repeat at 6 p.m. Understand the news before the week begins. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
It's the weekend and the youth are taking over the airwaves. Yes, we are the new voices and faces of the Talk Up You radio show. The voice of the Jamaican youth right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
After a busy week of work and school, come unwind with Jamaica's #1 youth radio show.
We're bringing you entertainment, fun facts, and staying true to youth development and advocacy.
Catch the action each and every Saturday as we roll out buzzy segments. What say you?
Youth for chat,
life skills,
global connect, and Bust the Youth.
That's the Talk Up Youth radio show. Saturdays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth. Don't miss it.
Cover Story is brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Safe, fast, and accepted in more locations.
Multilink. Access every time, everywhere I go. Multilink. 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use Multilink. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the Multilink logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multilink, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my Multilink?
Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide at 5. It's a wet Thursday afternoon here in Kingston, Jamaica. My name is Ricardo Brooks.
Well, the afternoon to you, Sir Ricardo. Top of the afternoon to our listeners on the 90 FM band and, of course, our viewers on YouTube. It's cold where I'm not wet, but cold. Yeah, I'm Tyrone Reed.
How are you, my friend?
Not too shabby, my brother. How are things with you, man?
I'm doing good. I hear you've dropped there for a middle-aged man.
Well, no, still there. Not too shabby for a middle-aged guy.
Listeners, matters of justice we're turning to on the cover story this afternoon because Constable Noel Maitland has been found guilty for the murder of his girlfriend, social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. Now, the verdict was handed down shortly after 3 this afternoon in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. The 7-member jury deliberated for just under 4 hours before returning the verdict. The trial lasted for almost 8 months.
He was also, listeners, found guilty for the unlawful burial of a corpse. When the guilty verdict was handed down, Maitland, who was dressed in a gray jacket suit with a black dress shirt, held his head down in the dock and broke down crying. His father, who was present in the courtroom, let out an audible sigh and said, "My God."
Now, Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg, who was also in court, she broke down after hearing the verdict, and outside the courtroom, Miss Lugg expressed gratitude to Jamaica. She says, finally, justice has been done.
God is good. God is good. God is good. God is good.
No, I'm black. I need something in my black. Make sure wait. Step. You can't just step all in the front because everybody camera is blocking everybody.
To all my Jamaican people, to each and every one all over this world, thank you very much to stand with me in unity. Today the verdict has passed and victory belongs to us.
I can't move my phone.
Victory belongs to us. I may never know what happened to my daughter, Donnelly Donaldson. I may never get a bone, but justice will serve. Justice will serve. And I will fight to the end, and this is not the end. Because there is a higher God, authority, who is going to deal with this in his own way. And I want to say thank you all to each and every one of you. Victory. We proclaim victory today. Thank you all. God is good. God is good. Thanks to the justice system. Thanks to the jurors. Thanks to Judge Pusey. Thanks to the team of the DPP. I want to say a big thank you to you all. God is good.
Mommy, you saw Noel cry. What's your reaction to that?
I don't know how to answer that one. Tears our language for even the murderers. God understands. He knows why he cries. He has been crying from day one. I don't understand why Noel Maitland did this. But God knows. I don't want to comment much on him. But I know one day, Noel, even 100 years behind bars, you will tell me what happened to my child.
Did you doubt that this would have been the outcome?
I have no doubt, because I firmly believe in God, and I know God was going to give me justice. I went through this without doubts. I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt. I am a fighter, and not only a fighter, I'm a warrior, but I'm a winner because God is on my side. Does this verdict make you feel any less stressed about the situation?
Sophia Lugg there, fielding questions from journalists outside the Supreme Court. Of course, we apologize for the background noise, as you can imagine, getting it live after the verdict. And of course, you would have heard the journalists there jostling, trying to get the right shot. Tyrone?
So, difficult scenes there outside of the Supreme Court. Hearing Sophia Lugg there addressing the outcome of the case in the aftermath of the verdict being handed down. In the meantime, though, listeners, viewers, Director of Public Prosecutions, Claudette Thompson, says the jury returned the right verdict in the case. She says it is not a moment for rejoicing.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling now. It's not what I expected in terms of feelings, because now I'm feeling sad.
it's almost as if it's a confirmation that Donnelly is really gone. So it's not a moment for us to rejoice. It's an acceptance that the jurors, I think, returned the correct verdict. So we are comforted by that. But there's no rejoicing, there's no happy, because Donnelly is dead. Mother has lost her. Yes, but we always do. We always put in a lot of work. Whomever the deceased is, whomever the victim is, we always put in a lot of work. And this was a team effort.
Thank you. Claudette Thompson there, the country's Director of Public Prosecution. She says not a moment of rejoicing, but this is significant for her because this is the first major conviction under her tenure as the country's chief prosecutor. Yeah?
Indeed, Ricardo. It is indeed a victory for her, and for the viewers watching and listening, we do hope to have the DPP in the nation's business at around 6:40. We also spoke with Noel Maitland's attorney, Christopher Townsend, who said his client will likely appeal Thursday's verdict. According to Townsend, Maitland maintains that he's innocent of the charges. Donnelly was first reported missing to the police on Wednesday, July 13, 2022. She was 24 years old at the time of her disappearance. Her body has never been found. And we are now, listeners, viewers, being joined by our court reporter, Robian Williams, who delivered peerless reporting on this particular case that has gripped the attention of the nation. Ruben Williams is in studio with Ricardo, and we're also being joined by Noel Maitland's attorney, Christopher Townsend. Top of the afternoon to both of you. Welcome to Nationwide at 5, Mr. Townsend.
Let's take them after the break, Tyrone, because we're just up on the break, after the break.
Order Pizza Hut online at pizzahutjamaica.com or through WhatsApp at 876-837-4488. Pizza Hut, now that's delivery. The time by Pizza Hut is...
It's 15 minutes to 6.
At the Commission of Strata Corporations, we're here to ensure strata living works for everyone. We monitor and regulate strata corporations. We maintain a register of these corporations. We facilitate dispute resolution between proprietors and corporations. We enforce the bylaws that keep your community running smoothly. Together, we're building stronger, more cooperative communities, one strata corporation at a time. Visit reb.gov.jm for more information.
We know the recovery after Hurricane Melissa hasn't been easy. That's why Flow is here to support our customers every step of the way. Flow has been issuing rebates to customers who experienced service disruptions as part of our commitment to doing right by you. Your bill is created automatically, so you may still receive one as usual. But if you're due a rebate, you'll see it clearly listed as an adjustment on that same bill. We encourage you to take a moment to review your statement to confirm the credited amount. And if your service is still offline because of Hurricane Melissa, rebates will continue until service is restored. Rebates are issued twice per month. If it's not reflected on your current bill, it should appear on the next bill. At Flow, our focus is on fairness, transparency, and making sure our customers feel supported. Thank you for your patience, your loyalty, and your understanding as we work to fully restore service across all affected communities.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
We're back with you on Nationwide at 5. The major news of the afternoon, a 7-member jury has found Constable Noel Maitland guilty of murdering his girlfriend, social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. The jury has also found him guilty of unlawfully disposing of her body. Her body has never been found. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
I'm Tyrone Reed. We have with us, viewers and listeners, before we went to the break, we told you our court reporter, Ruben Williams, and of course, the attorney who defended Noah Maitland in this murder trial, Christopher Townsend. Is he with us as yet, Ricardo?
We're still trying to make contact.
Still waiting? Indeed. So Ruben, talk to us about this case. It has been going on for about 8 months, yeah? The trial, that is, the case, she was first reported missing in July 2022. That's under 4 years ago, some more than 3 years ago. Talk to us about your own thoughts covering this case to the point where the verdict was handed down.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Tyrone. Good afternoon to our listeners or viewers. 8 long months being locked in a courtroom for hours, days upon days, covering this trial. It is close to an end. We still have sentencing on March 13. For me, it was a heavily circumstantial case. We sat there, we listened to everything that was said on the Crown's case, and we also listened to the defense. But today in particular, I must say that I've never sat down and waited so long for a verdict to be returned in any of the cases that I've covered so far. We were sitting down as reporters and we were trying to think of the other cases that we've covered, and 3 hours and 40 minutes. This was the longest we've ever sat and waited. We were anxiously waiting.
And we should tell the listeners, Robbie, and we, as you waited, and we waited with you here in the newsroom to prepare the bulletin, I said to you, I'm getting nervous because
we were all nervous.
I wasn't quite sure where this was going, as you correctly pointed out. Indeed. All the other high-profile murder cases, the jury returned to the courtroom relatively quickly. This one, they clearly took their time to consider the evidence. There was 36
witnesses over 4. They were given some of those documents to take into the room to deliberate on, to come to a verdict. Yes.
We have with us now. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Oh, sorry, Ricardo. I was going to say we have with us the attorney who represented Noah Maitland, as well as his co-counsel, Casey Larry Smith. Gentlemen, welcome to Nationwide at 5.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you.
You drew for the famous words delivered by Johnny Cochran: "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." Apparently, the jurors in this case felt the circumstantial case made out by the prosecution fit. Mr. Townsend, how do you respond?
Well, I don't know if that is so. Certainly, well, what they presented were pieces of a puzzle, and their position is that the puzzle fits. Our position is that the pieces don't fit together at all. And if the pieces don't fit, then you must acquit. Because their case is predicated upon the fact, upon the fact that the pieces fit the circumstantial evidence. We're saying it doesn't. And we say that it did not for a number of reasons. One of the primary reasons, or two, let us highlight two, was that for circumstantial evidence, they're arguing that Donnelly was in the company exclusively of Mr. Maitland. The Crown disproved their own hypothesis by the witness they called, one, her friend, who says that when I spoke to her at 1 something during the day, she was outside because I heard traffic. Now, for you to hear traffic, then she must have been outside, because otherwise they would want to say that she was in the apartment and there are 2 apartments in between herself or that apartment and the road, plus a very large area for traffic to be on the phone. Secondly, they say that her phone pinged on a tower over 400 meters away, which would mean that she must have been outside.
Or the phone. Or the phone, counsel.
I'm sorry?
Or the phone. It doesn't mean she was outside. It could mean the phone was outside.
The funny thing is, they're advocating that as it relates to the other witnesses who made telephone calls, that they were particular places at the time when they made the call because of where the phone pinged. Now, if that is so, then the only conclusion when you marry both bits of evidence is that Donnelly must have been outside. She's an influencer. Influencers don't leave the phone anywhere. That is how they live.
Let me ask Casey, Larry Smith, because Mr. Townsend, he seems to be going over the facts, but the judges of facts, the jurors, they've clearly rejected the factual premise that Mr. Townsend is proceeding on, Casey Smith.
No, I'm sorry. It's the Crown's case, and it's not mine.
Right, but
they rejected that position. It's the Crown's position.
No, but you're trying to put it together to say that it suggests that she was not murdered either in the apartment, yes?
There is nothing to show that she was murdered or murdered anywhere.
But clearly the jurors don't accept that, Mr. Townsend.
No, they don't. Why they don't accept it is something else. That's another issue. And that's an issue that Mr. Maitland may want to take to the Court of Appeal.
And what is that issue?
As to whether or not the facts or the evidence supports the finding of the jury. That is something that his appeal lawyers will have to deal with. But certainly, from our perspective, it seems to be a giant leap to make that finding, given the evidence.
You said his appeal lawyers, which means you will be taking on the appeal?
No, I would recommend that a fresh pair of eyes look at it.
Yes. Casey Smith, the matter of the summation, Mr. Townsend touched on it outside the Supreme Court this afternoon, seemingly suggesting that it was not robust enough. You share that view?
Firstly, I wasn't, or unfortunately, I'm at home. I'm not in Barbados and living in Jamaica for the summation. But yes, I try. So if my team is of the view that the summation, that there were points that perhaps could have been dealt with differently, then I'm going to support you.
Mr. Townsend, why do you believe Justice Pusey wasn't thorough enough? He's an experienced trial judge.
I wouldn't want to go much further in advancing that view because the matter is still before the court, and I would not want to color the views or the position of his counsel who will then argue these points. But we have been through a very long trial, 8 months of evidence taken, 30-odd witnesses. I don't know if we could have dealt with it, or certainly it was dealt with, but dealing with it within a matter of cumulatively less than half a day. I don't know whether or not we could have covered all the grounds that we needed to have covered.
Indeed, I want to point out that the summation took place over the course of 2 days. So it started late in the afternoon after the 2 p.m. lunch break on Tuesday, break on Wednesday, and then it resumed earlier in the morning session for today's court. So roughly it took, I would say, 2 hours or under 2 hours?
Cumulatively.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would have done differently, Mr. Townsend? We're not trying to really to get the case. The judges of the facts have already returned a verdict, but I see folks in our YouTube chat asking about the menstrual blood that you referenced. That the blood could have come from a miscarriage that was in the apartment. Is there anything you would have done differently in terms of strategy? Because there are folks who believe that those arguments came across as a bit fantastic, hard to believe.
Well, you see, we are creatures of instruction. What Mr. Maitland said, he said, I do not know how blood or her blood would have gotten there. That is what he opened and said. I do not know. This is the only way how I think it could have happened, right? And you have to remember something also as it relates to the blood in the apartment. Good. What the Crown is saying, is that they themselves don't know when the blood got there, because the blood could have been there a year ago, before this incident. That's what they're saying,
Well, obviously, the jurors felt the blood got there because Donnelly Donaldson was killed.
But let me follow that up a little bit, Mr. Townsend, because if that is the suggestion, wouldn't that mean Mr. Maitland's apartment may not have been clean for more than a year?
Well,
because certainly on the drapes, and I believe it was on the cushion.
On a curtain. And they found on the cushion.
But Mr. Townsend, reasonable people change their curtains at least more than once a year.
Change their curtain, my friend. And the truth is, we don't even know if the curtain was right where it was when it is that the blood got there. We don't know where these things were when any blood got anywhere.
I know we're fast running out of time. There's one I have for Rubian, but I'd like to ask co-counsel, will you also not be a part of the team filing the appeal for Noel Maitland?
Counsel in any matter has to first be retained, and a retainer has various components to it. So at this stage, we have not been retained.
But we heard clearly from Mr. Townsend that he wouldn't be doing it. He says it needs a fresh pair of eyes. Are you also taking that position?
Well, we are team, and so a fresh pair of eyes would not include mine.
So, is it that, gentlemen, you just don't think this case is winnable at appeal?
Oh no, not at all. No. I would venture that far at all. As a matter of fact, counsel, I believe, from my own personal views, that the case is quite winnable on appeal.
All right. My final one to you, Ricardo, if I may, to Roby. There are 7 jurors in this case who decided Noel Maitland's fate. If you were juror number 8, Roby, would you have...
Why are you going to go and put me on the spot? Why are you going to go and put me on the spot, Tyrone
Reed? You're in the court for all of the evidence, the marshalling of the evidence. Would you...
I want to tell you that both... All right, so both the Crown and the defense, they had very strong closing arguments. Even if at the end I had sat there for the whole 8 months and thought about this case and I was leaning to one side, the closing arguments, there were some seeds of doubt that were planted, I would think. But I won't give you an answer, Tyrone. I'm sorry, I can't give you a straight. I can't.
No, you gave the answer already.
Beyond a reasonable doubt?
They're not guilty.
Beyond a reasonable doubt? I don't want Jamaica to vote for me.
Let me ask.
She answered without committing.
Let me ask you, Mr. Townsend, because this goes to the heart of a debate that's happening in the country now about jury trials and the soundness of this process. Are you of the view, as the Chief Justice has put forward, that perhaps we should consider abolishing them?
No.
You still think they serve a good purpose? Mr. Townsend? Oh, no, we lost him.
It seems we've lost him.
And
Tyrone, do not hold me to anything.
We're out of time. It's 2 minutes after 6. Roby and Williams, Christopher Townsend,
play the Roby.
Larry Smith. Thank you so much. The headlines are next.
Cover Story was brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Safe, fast, and accepted in more locations.
The hour was brought to you by the KFC Value Menu. Grab a chicken box, famous bowl, small popcorn chicken, or crunch sandwich today with combos starting at just $620. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The time brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy is...
It's 3 minutes after 6.
Nationwide headlines at 6.
Good evening with the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. Following an 8-month-long trial and just under 4 hours of deliberation, a 7-member jury has found Constable Noel Maitland guilty of murdering his girlfriend, social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. The verdict was handed down shortly after 3 in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. The prosecution, led by Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson, urged the jury to accept the circumstantial evidence in the case and convict the policeman. But the defense strongly rejected the Crown's case, contending that the circumstantial evidence they were seeking to string together into a puzzle did not fit. But at 3:15 p.m., the jury returned to the courtroom. They had rejected the defense's plea. They determined Maitland had killed Donnelly and unlawfully disposed of her body. When the guilty verdict was handed down, Maitland held his head down in the dock and broke down crying. Meanwhile, Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg, also broke down after hearing the verdict. Outside the courtroom, the woman of faith thanked God for the outcome.
God is good. God is good. There is a higher God, authority, who is going to deal with this in his own way. And I want to say thank you all to each and every one of you. Victory. We proclaim victory today.
Donnelly's mother says she was sure Maitland would be found guilty of her daughter's murder.
I went through this without doubts. I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt.
Responding to questions on Maitland's tears in court, Miss Lugg says that one day he will confess to the heinous crime.
Tears are a language for even the murderers. God understands. He knows why he cries. He has been crying from day one. I don't understand why Noel Maitland did this. But God knows. I don't want to comment much on him. But I know one day, Noel, even 100 years behind bars, you will tell me what happened to my child.
Sophia Lugg, Donnelly's mother. And Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson says the jury returned the right verdict in the case. She says it's not a moment for rejoicing.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling now. It's not what I expected in terms of feelings, because now I'm feeling sad. It's almost as if it's a confirmation that Donnelly is really gone. So it's not a moment for us to rejoice. It's an acceptance that the jurors, I think, returned the correct verdict. So we are comforted by that. But there's no rejoicing, there's no happy, because Donnelly is dead.
Claudette Thompson, Director of Public Prosecutions. When our news center reached out to former head of the JCF's crime and security portfolio, Fitz Bailey, he expressed satisfaction with the outcome. He noted justice had been done and the justice system still works. Bailey is now Commissioner of Police in the Turks and Caicos Islands. In the meantime, Maitland's attorney, Christopher Townsend, says his client will likely appeal Thursday's verdict.
We're a bit surprised by the verdict, but it is a verdict and it is what it is. Of course, there's always a court of appeal. I have a strong feeling that whichever way the verdict went, there would have been an appeal. I don't want to say anything too much yet, but certainly we are concerned about how some of the issues were dealt with. You notice the summing up was very short. We don't know. The jury takes somewhat 3.5 hours or somewhere there to make a decision, and we're on to the next level. So we'll see what happens next.
According to Townsend, Maitland maintains that he's innocent of the charges.
He's very teary-eyed. He knows he's innocent, and he will have to take another opportunity to seek justice at the Court of Appeal. He was able to speak to him. So it is a serious blow to him because he knows he's innocent.
Christopher Townsend, the defense attorney for Noel Maitland. In other news, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is warning that the persistent use of violence in the country is not just a cultural issue, but also an economic threat.
Social violence, the use of violence in social interactions, intimate partner violence, violence in the disciplining of our children, violence in the family, which we call domestic violence, and just general violence in our social interactions. That level of violence has become almost cultural. We cannot, as a people, resolve conflict without violence. Violence has an economic cost.
Dr. Holness's comment follows a case of murder-suicide in Harborview, Kingston on Tuesday. The police confirmed that the matter stemmed from a domestic dispute between a husband and wife. The man stabbed his wife to death. He then electrocuted himself. The government had announced that tackling social violence is one of its two-tier approaches in achieving a peaceful society. Dr. Holness says the issue is damaging brand Jamaica.
Violence places a limit on your economic growth horizon. It is a cost to our country. Most of all, it destroys the brand that keeps people coming here. The brand of Jamaica, the peaceful country. Jamaica, no problem man. Jamaica, the country of equity and fairness and social justice.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Those were the headlines at 6. I'm Mahiri Stewart. Sports is next.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift that keeps on giving. Speed Queen washers and dryers from Singer. Speed Queen appliances are built to last, providing you with reliable performance and efficient cleaning season after season. And for a limited time only, receive free laundry basket and Woolite detergent with your Speed Queen purchase from Singer. This Christmas, get 6 months to pay the cash price, 12 months no interest, and up to 24 months credit. Visit Singer today and get the ultimate laundry solution. Merry Christmas from Singer.
Managing your investments with Sagicor is now easy as ever. You can fund stocks, repos, and do more seamlessly. Even get a clear overview of your portfolio performance on the enhanced Sagicor eBank platform. Want to experience effortless investment banking on Sagicor eBank? It's as easy as ever. Contact your Sagicor Investment Wealth Advisor today and update your personal information for access. Call 888-SAGICOR or visit sagicor.com for more information.
In times of loss, sharing information matters. Nationwide 90 FM offers professional obituary announcements, ensuring family, friends, and communities are informed with care and dignity.
It's been a long day.
Obituaries are aired weekdays at 8:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. When it's important to reach people, let us help you do so respectfully. Contact our sales team today, 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com for more information. Nationwide 90 FM, informing Jamaica with care.
Good evening and welcome to your evening sports. I'm Oreen Buchanan. West Indies pace bowler Shamar Springer says the team was thrilled to end their tour of Afghanistan on a high after securing a 13-run victory in the third and final T20 International at the Dubai International Stadium on Thursday. Batting first, the West Indies posted a competitive 151 for 7 from their 20 overs, led by a composed 47 from standing captain Brandon King. All-rounder Matthew Ford provided useful support with 27, helping West Indies recover from a middle-order wobble. Afghanistan's bowlers shared the spoils with Zia-ur-Rahman Sharifi, Rashid Khan and Abdullah Ahmadzai, each claiming 2 wickets. In reply, Afghanistan were restricted to 138 for 8 despite a fighting half-century from wicket-keeper batsman Ramanullah Gurbaz. Gurbaz top scored with 73 from 58 deliveries. Springer, who was one of 3 changes to the West Indies starting 11, produced a match-winning spell, finishing with 4 wickets, including a dramatic hat-trick that swung the game decisively in West Indies' favour.
Our first win in T20 cricket for this year. It's always good to win games, although it was a series loss. But as I said, we get some momentum going into the next series and into the World Cup.
Reflecting on the closing stages, Springer says he bowled the penultimate over with the intention of giving Raman Simmons a competitive figure to defend at the death, a plan that ultimately paid off as the West Indies held their nerve to seal the victory.
My target was to defend 8 runs so I could give Simmons as many runs to play with in the last over, and luckily I think I went for 5.
Shamar Springer, Afghanistan won the series 2-1. Sticking with cricket, as the West Indies under-19 team secured their place in the Super 6 of the ICC Under-19 World Cup with a dramatic 55-run victory over South Africa in their third and final Group D match at the High Performance Oval in Windhoek on Thursday. Batting first, the young West Indians posted a competitive 234 before being bowled out in 47.5 overs, thanks largely to a superb century from Barbadian Zachary Carter. Carter produced a polished and authoritative innings, striking 114 from 104 deliveries, inclusive of 8 fours and 8 sixes. Jacob Basson was a standout performer with the ball for the Proteas, claiming an impressive 5 for 23. Jason Royals also made an impact, finishing with 2 wickets. In reply, South Africa never fully recovered from a disciplined and incisive West Indies bowling performance. Despite showing brief resistance, they were eventually dismissed for 179, falling well short of the target. Royals top scored with 46. Shaquan Bell was outstanding with the ball, claiming 6 for 40. The 2016 champions will now play in the Super 6 group, including South Africa, Sri Lanka, Australia, Ireland, Afghanistan and South Africa. Each team will carry forward the number of points, wins and net run rate from their matches against other Super 6 qualifying teams. The West Indies will only play the first and third teams from Group A in the Super 6. Now to some JPL news, as Waterhouse snapped Chapelton Maroons' 5-match unbeaten run in the Royal Naval Jamaica Premier League, beating them 1-0 at the Turners Field on Thursday. With the win, Waterhouse jumped to 9th in the standings. Racing United picked up a point in their 0-0 draw with Tivoli Gardens to cut Montego Bay United's lead to 5 points. Treasure Beats outscored Harbour View 4-3 in a 7-goal thriller to move out of the relegation zone into 12 on 18 points. Portmore United and Molynes ended 1-1 at the Ferdinita Park. Nicholas Nelson scored for Molynes, while Peter McGregor replied for Portmore. Caribbean champions Mount Pleasant and Arnett Gardens are meeting in the late game at 7 p.m. at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Now, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, announced on Thursday that the next 2 stages of the African Cup of Nations will be held in 2027 and 2028. Thereafter, the tournament will be hosted every 4 years. According to President of CAF, Patrice Motsepe, it's not fair to say Africa needs FIFA to govern their football, as they're incapable of doing it effectively on their own.
We've got to move away from this inferiority complex, where, FIFA controls Africa. What do you mean? You mean the Africans haven't got the capacity to say, in fact, the World CAF AFCON every year is because of Europe. Absolute nonsense. Rubbish. What saddens me is the Europeans have got more respect for us than some of our own journalists do.
The recently concluded tournament, hosted by Morocco, was marred by controversy. The tournament was won by Senegal, who defeated the hosts 1-0. According to Motsepe, a review is being done to deliver the best tournaments going forward.
Our competitions are going to be reviewed, and I can tell you now, there will not be a CHAN. There will be no need for a CHAN, because you've got to have quality competitions. You shouldn't have too few, you shouldn't have too many, but it's going to be world class. And that's why I was saying for the last 2 to 3 years, we've looked at this, and we've also looked at the FIFA calendar. But the FIFA calendar is something that nobody, not even Europe, the perception that Europe dictates the FIFA calendar, it's a lot of nonsense.
Patrice Motsepe. Now to some swimming news, as over 450 swimmers from 14 local and 3 international clubs are set to dive into action at the 30th staging of the Carl Dalhouse Memorial Invitational Swim Meet. The 3-day meet splashes off on January 30th at the National Stadium pool, bringing together some of the region's fastest and most promising aquatic talent. Alric Swaby tells us more.
The announcement was made on Wednesday at the official launch held at the National Aquatic Center, where the excitement was high ahead of this milestone edition of the competition. Defending champions White Speeders will once again be the team to beat. They lifted the trophy last year after amassing an impressive 927.5 points, edging out arch rivals Tornadoes, who finished close behind on 878 points. President of White Speedos, Lisa Adele John Doe, says her team is fully prepared and expects another fierce showdown with Tornadoes as both clubs continue to push the standard of competitive swimming.
Yes, there's always a ding-dong dance. That's actually the most exciting part. Tornadoes is a rather large club like White Speedos, so we tend to go back and forth in terms of who wins the trophy, who takes it home. So yes, they are out to battle it, and White Speedos is determined to carry the trophy back home.
Beyond the racing, the meet will serve as a tribute highlighting and celebrating the lives and the legacies of White Speedos founders, Caldwell House and the late Sarah Newland Martin. This year's staging will also recognize the outstanding achievements of Olympian Janelle Atkinson.
Introduced a new trophy, which is the Janelle Atkinson Trophy, and that is to honor Janelle because she is actually one of our former White Speedos swimmers, and she has made such a name for herself and for Jamaica on the international stage with swimming. So we just put that trophy in to honor her and honor the work that she has done and the impressions that she has left, the legacy, and, forging a path for the other swimmers to follow along.
Meanwhile, brand manager of Dairy Industries, Diane Henry, had one simple instruction for the swimmers heading into the meet.
Give it your best shot. Do what is within you to do. And just be satisfied with the effort once you would have put in all the effort that is required with whatever the result is at the end of the day. So if you're not the one celebrating, it's okay to celebrate someone else.
Alric Strebe reporting for Nationwide Sports.
Thanks, Alric. Sticking with the theme of swimming, as head coach of Jamaica College, Lemon Lowe is promising a strong showing from his team at the 2026 Issa High Schools and Tertiary Institutions swim meet set for Friday at the stadium pool. The Dark Blues have been steadily improving at the annual championships, with their best ever finish coming in 2024 when they placed third overall. At last year's staging, Jamaica College finished fourth with 163 points, ending the meet 280 points adrift of the eventual winners Wolmer's. Despite that gap, Lowe believes his team is ready to take this next step and challenge for top honours in 2026.
In addition to the 17 and over boys, we have a good age group there, and the other two age groups, 11, 12 and 15, 16, they are also relatively strong as well. So it's going to be a fun, exciting meet tomorrow. I promise you that. We pretty much will, all being well, everybody executes well, get more points than any other meets that we have done. And as they say, we may end up on that top podium. So let's see how it goes.
Lowe says his confidence is rooted in the depth and size of his squad, which he feels gives the school a strong chance of climbing to the top of the podium when the meet concludes.
It's the first time we're having a full 32-member squad, and anything becomes possible when you have a full team where you can swim both relays in each age group, which is a lot of points there. Most schools, with the exception of Wolmer's and Campion, sometimes will possibly have that, but it's not a regular thing. It's not a norm for the high school, the top high schools to have that. So for the first time we having 32 members, A and B team for all age groups, then we now have to talk about getting maximum points.
Lemon Lowe. Now, Dr. Mark Broomfield, president of Jamaica Weightlifting Association, suggested that Chad Wright could be breaking new ground for local athletes to be comfortable competing in double events at future championships. Wright is taking aim at representing the country in both the men's discus and weightlifting at the upcoming Commonwealth Games set to be hosted in Glasgow, Scotland from July 23 to August 2nd.
He's a thrower, and it sends a message to many other people who are athletes who are doing throwing, both male and female, that you can do another sport. And especially for those who might not have made it as far as Chad did in throwing, maybe at the high school level they didn't make the team or they didn't make it at champs. But because they have been doing sport and throwing, then they have the base to be able to be good with Olympic weightlifters. So for us, it brings a new dynamic because we have somebody who is locally known, who is locally branded, who is now doing well in the sport.
According to Dr. Broomfield, developing a strong core was the key turning point for Wright's rapid growth in the sport.
He puts in the work. I remember when he just started, I told him that you need to do more core work. his core was not the strongest, and I told him, I said, to do anything, you have to have good core. And he did the work, he did the work. He was willing to put in the work, and because of that, he got the result.
Dr. Mark Broomfield. Now, several of Jamaica's former national players will be on show this Sunday when Constant Spring Masters take on Marvolley Masters in the Kingston and St. Andrew Masters League Peter Cargill mid-season final. The highly anticipated clash will bring together two of the league's top performing teams and is expected to attract a large turnout of football fans eager to relive the skills and flares of some of the country's past football greats. Executive Vice President of the Kingston and St. Andrew Masters League, Eric Barrett, says patrons are in for a treat.
Constant Spring and Walter Boyd, Fabian Davis, a number of nationals, and also Marvolley, they have a number of former Jamaican footballers too. Very interesting, which should be because a lot of people have come to our matches and they say that we don't play like masters. The pace is really something to behold.
Eric Barrett. Those are stories making the evening sports report. I'm Oreen Buchanan.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited is the place to be. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration, land surveys included, affordable rates and flexible payment options, National Land Agency adjudication and land titling waivers available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
We know the recovery after Hurricane Melissa hasn't been easy. That's why Flow is here to support our customers every step of the way. Flow has been issuing rebates to customers who experienced service disruptions as part of our commitment to doing right by you. Your bill is created automatically, so you may still receive one as usual. But if you're due a rebate, you'll see it clearly listed as an adjustment on that same bill. We encourage you to take a moment to review your statement to confirm the credited amount. And if your service is still offline because of Hurricane Melissa, rebates will continue until service is restored. Rebates are issued twice per month. If it's not reflected on your current bill, it should appear on the next bill. At Flow, our focus is on fairness, transparency, and making sure our customers feel supported. Thank you for your patience, your loyalty, and your understanding as we work to fully restore service across all affected communities.
If you have received a notification that your cargo is ready for pickup at Kingston Wharves Limited KWL, please do so immediately. Hurricane relief cargo has added to the regular seasonal shipments, impacting volume and capacity. We are open weekdays and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Timely cargo collection by customers is essential. Contact us at 876-618-1068 for more information.
Attention, doctors, scientists, veterinarians, estheticians, occupational therapists, and the general public, especially those affected by stroke, diabetes, autism, Alzheimer's, memory loss, or skin conditions. Join Jamaica's first New Age Regenerative Stem Cell Medicine Conference, January 31 to February 1, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Jamaica Conference Center. Learn from world-renowned experts, including Professor Mike Chan and Professor Jonathan Lakey, as they explore human and animal stem cell breakthroughs. Register at eventbrite.com or scdleapja.com.
Stepping confidently into a new year starts with one simple, powerful word. Yes! Say yes to new beginnings. Say yes to a secure future. Say yes to living the life you love with your family. With health and life insurance from Sagicor Life. We're here to give you the protection and peace of mind you deserve in 2026. All you have to do is say yes to what matters most. Call 888-SAGICOR to speak with an advisor today.
Order Pizza Hut online at pizzahutjamaica.com or through WhatsApp at 876-837-4488. Pizza Hut, now that's delivery. The time by Pizza Hut is
6:27.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening, and welcome to Public Opinion. I'm Robeanne Williams. A special one to our friends over on our YouTube platform. Thank you so much for tuning in. We ask you to weigh in live in the comments section on today's Public Opinion. So, this is something that hits, people would say it is close to home. Let's get to it. Children are spending significant time on screens. We're talking about mobile phones, tablets, and all those electronic devices, with concerns rising over impacts on mental health, anxiety, depression, hyperactivity, behavior, diet, and social development. Even as the digital tools, they learn from them. They offer learning opportunities. UK government guidance suggests limiting screen time for under 5s to under an hour daily, while reports show increased usage and potential addiction issues in older children, leading to debates about parental controls, school bans, and digital literacy. So in Public Opinion this evening, we're asking, are you concerned about the amount of time children spend on electronic devices, whether it be your children, your child? Are you concerned? Is there a concern? And I will answer this straightforward and direct. Yes, I am overly concerned about the amount of time my daughter spends on electronic devices, and I'll tell you why. But to the comments on our Facebook page, Audley Phillip, starting off with Audley, he's saying it is always a concern, but it is the business and responsibility of parents to monitor, control, and limit it. Philip Jackson says, well, electronic devices know a very big part of educational engagement for our children, so it all depends on why they are on it. Plus, just work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. On the other hand, they can be involved in negative things, so we have to balance that equation. Nicola Nicholson, definitely. It does affect their well-being mentally, physically, emotionally, and socially. Children should go outside to play marble, cricket, football, hide and seek, and interact with others, and learn to do chores in the house. Definitely. George Elliott says, yes, very concerned. While they sit and play for hours on end, they deprive themselves of the necessary exercise that they need, resulting in the very unhealthy obesity and overweight. They should be restricted to a set length of time per day. Marcia Winter says, yes, I'm concerned. It has now become a habit that if you're calling them and they are next to you, they do not hear you calling them. They will spend the whole day on their devices and don't even take a break to go and have something to eat. 24 times 7, they are on, 24 hour, they are on their devices. That is where their attention span is. This generation, I do not know what is going to happen to them. Some of them using it for the wrong purposes, nothing related to education. Christopher Isaacs, our time has passed, he says. Why should we begrudge and want to bully the kids back into our past? It's their time. Christopher Isaac said, if you leave it, pitting them alone. Yeah? Donald Amelie, no, not at all. Zero concern. Get used to it. Okay. All right. Robert Ranger says, don't want to hear nothing about that. No. Okay. He wants to hear about the University Hospital. All right. Big up you, Robert Ranger. To the comments on our Instagram platform, if you're just joining us, are you concerned about the amount of time children spend on electronic devices? I said yes. So far, the comments have been yes, 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 concerned. On Instagram, Little and Tiny, what a name, says, no, because I control what they do on their devices and how much time they get each day. Willie Ryan Wilson says, yes, most times children are not carefully monitored on those devices, so they wander off into realms not fit for their age. Another problem is that too many parents don't know how to use the technology, and he's questioning, how are they to guide those kids? It's Lady Cutchinson says, concerned, yes. I've observed that my daughter takes regular breaks. That's good. Yeah, that is good. I'm worried for my boys, says Hayden. And Joy is also worried, or that should be Jov is also worried. Who encourages it? Kids are basically minors. Listen, we the parents are to be blamed, and I say we because there are times when I need a little break. And I say, go and go play on your tablet, man. Yeah. But to each his own. We do have parental control. So when she spends an amount of time, then she has to put in a particular password that only I know to get access to it, and we control access in that way. Let me see if I can get in a few more. Barbara Ellington is saying, why are you concerned? Who is the adult? Take it away. Yeah. It's a balance, says Howard. Howard French says it's a balance and it depends on the child. Yeah. Gerald says, no wonder we lack social interaction. Society no longer have the capacity to deal with different opinions without resorting. Okay, I think that is something else. I want to tell you that I will listen to my child day in, day out. She's on her tablet playing Roblox. And for any parent who listening to me now and have a child that's probably under 10, they play Roblox and they play Roblox and they buy Robux. They will tell you that they have their friends that they call on their phone, and they're on the phones, and they will talk about the games, and they will be playing the games and shouting, and everybody is shouting over the phone. The Blessed Joe says, yes, very concerned, hence why my child will not be exposed to any devices before the age 6. Correct says, adults really aren't much different with this screen time thing, Yeah. Let me see if I can get in a few more. I'm reading the comments. Brick Road says, screens are all they have. When was the last time we built or refurbished a library or a parent buys a reading book? Well, I buy reading books for my daughter. Yeah? I buy reading books for my daughter. Okay. The books call me Super Mom. I agree. It's a balancing act. Yeah, it is indeed a balancing act. We must monitor the screens, the time our children are on the screens. Aishan Khan says, I'm not worried. My children are responsible from they were 2 years. Now they're adults and they never let anyone lead them astray. Anything gross, they'd point them out to me. And that's the relationship I have with my daughter as well, That's the relationship I have. I tell her day in, day out, do not talk to strangers online. Do not send your location. Do not send any information. And we have to just continue reminding them of the dangers of being on the devices and what can happen and what can go wrong. Jamaican for Life says, yes, I'm concerned. It's not good for the socialization of the children. Excessive use can also cause antisocial behaviors. But what I'm saying is that they do socialize. And I find it interesting to see my daughter on her phone with 3, 4, 5 of her friends playing this game, and that is how they socialize. I'm not saying it's the traditional way that we're used to socializing, and then they go to school and then they're socializing. I think I would agree to say that it's a balancing act. Dreview says, back then my mother would say, go outside and play. I love that. 90s were the best. Want to tell you, me did lock up in a house. Philip Jackson says, children nowadays, them not have no manners because they go to bed and say no prayer. Waking up the morning after sleep, retire watching. I want to let my daughter say her prayers every single night. Very addictive, says Mildred. Very addictive. Children no longer relate to their natural environment. They should be monitored. For me, I say my daughter responds to her natural environment well. She also plays games online with her friends. So the socializing, she's still socializing. And Gerald Edwards, I would agree with you. It's called parental control. So you, the parent, controls everything that your child has on that particular device. You can lock certain apps, you can lock YouTube, lock any app that you don't want them to have access to. On that note, I'm getting the wrap signal. Thank you guys so much for participating in Public Opinion. The Business Report is up next.
Public Opinion was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is
6:38. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Nationwide's Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. NCB Financial Group Limited, NCBFG, says Bruce Bowen has resigned as director and all relevant subsidiary boards, including National Commercial Bank Jamaica Limited, Guardian Holdings Limited, and NCB Capital Markets Limited, effective January 21, 2026. That was yesterday. This follows an announcement made on January 19, 2026 regarding a leadership change at the institution. The National Commercial Bank announced the appointment of Cherie Martin as interim chief executive officer following the departure of Bruce Bowen from the job. UK government borrowing fell sharply last month due to more income from taxes and higher national insurance contributions outweighing spending. In December, government borrowing, the difference between public spending and tax income, was £11.6 billion. That's according to the Office for National Statistics, ONS. Now it is down £7.1 billion from the previous December and lower than what many economists had predicted, but still higher than that borrowed in the same month in 2023. President Donald Trump has filed a $5 billion lawsuit against America's biggest bank, JP Morgan Chase, accusing it of illegally closing his accounts for political reasons. The lawsuit, which also names the bank's chief executive, alleges that Trump and his businesses suffered considerable financial and reputational harm after the bank abruptly closed their accounts in 2021. And finally, in the currency markets, at the close of trading today, it cost 158 Jamaican dollars to buy $1 US, 215 Jamaican dollars and 10 cents to buy 1 British pound, and 114 Jamaican dollars and 69 cents to buy 1 Canadian dollar. That's the business report. I'm Robianne Williams. Good evening.
Make an impact on your career. Earn real money. Get 3 to 4 local and international certification in practical nursing and early childhood education with free CXC or CAPE subjects in 6 to 12 months at Distinction College, located at 26 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 6 Nugent Street, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios. Earn global certificates in 3 months in geriatric nursing, phlebotomy, childcare. We have the lowest school fees around. Classes begin very soon. Call us 356-4167.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy.
Look for the multi-link logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network.
Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my multi-link?
Hurricane Melissa may be over, but the emotional impact can linger. It's normal to feel anxious, sad, or overwhelmed. Talk about your feelings, stay connected with family and friends, and reach out for help if you need it. Call the Mental Health and Suicide Prevention Helpline at 888-NEW-LIFE. That's 888-639-5433. You can also access the YouMatter chat line by messaging the word support to 876-838-4897 or at YouReport Jamaica. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
If you have received a notification that your cargo is ready for pickup at Kingston Wharves Limited KWL, please do so immediately. Hurricane Relief Cargo has added to the regular seasonal shipments, impacting volume and capacity. We are open weekdays and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Timely cargo collection by customers is essential. Contact us at 876-618-1068 for more information.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
Draxall Creative Building Finishes is here. Explore Jamaica's best tiles, bathrooms, and kitchens in our brand new showroom at Unit 4, 14 Drax Business Center, Draxall. Creative Building Finishes. Your beautiful finish begins here.
In times of loss, sharing information matters. Nationwide 90 FM offers professional obituary announcements, ensuring family, friends, and communities are informed with care and dignity.
It's been a long day.
Obituaries are aired weekdays at 8:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. When it's important to reach people, let us help you do so respectfully. Contact our sales team today, 876-630-1210, or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com for more information. Nationwide 90 FM, informing Jamaica with care.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy. Look for the multi-link logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my multi-link?
Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you've been with us, for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. It's time for the nation's business. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Top of the evening to you, to our listeners and our viewers. I'm Tyrone Reed. Now, inside the nation's business, we keep our attention trained on the Noel Maitland verdict. The Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Claudette Thompson, will be joining us. So we're continuing to get reactions to the verdict that was handed down in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston this afternoon. A 7-member jury found Police Constable Noel Maitland guilty for the murder of his girlfriend, social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson.
He was also found guilty for the unlawful burial of her corpse. The jury deliberated for just under 4 hours this afternoon before rendering the verdict. When the guilty verdict was handed down, Maitland, who was dressed in a grey jacket suit with a black dress shirt, held his head down in the dock and he broke down crying. His father, who was present in the courtroom, let out an audible sigh and said, "My God."
Now, Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg, was also present in court, and she also broke down after hearing the verdict outside the court. However, Ms. Lugg expressed gratitude to Jamaica. She says, finally, justice has been done. The DPP, Claudette Thompson, says the jury returned the right verdict in the case. It's the first successful prosecution of her tenure, of this magnitude anyway, as the country's chief prosecutor, and she joins us now. Top of the evening to you, Madam DPP. Welcome to Nationwide at 5.
Good evening, DPP.
Good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us. You appeared very somber and pensive outside the Supreme Court this afternoon. You said, not a time for rejoicing. Talk to us a little bit more about that reaction.
after the verdict came in and everybody had left the courtroom, and it was just us as prosecutors, Ms. Log and the investigators, both from the JCF and Indicom, it finally dawned on me that even with the verdict, her mother hadn't been given the opportunity to do what is normal, to bury her daughter. So even while we are pleased with the verdict, it was still really a very somber moment. The jurors determined that Donnelly truly is dead, and truly the usual funeral rites have not been followed, and so it just became overwhelmingly sad.
Yeah. How difficult was it over 8 months to prosecute this matter?
I don't want to say it was or wasn't difficult. It is the job that we do every day. We treat every case with the same level of zeal. We do the research, we interview the witnesses, we prepare. We go into court and we do what it is we're trained to do. And that's what we did over these last few months. We did the best that we were able to do with the material that we had. The police did a really comprehensive investigation. As I'm sure you have heard and your listeners have heard, was a circumstantial evidence case. There were no eyewitnesses. Nobody came to say how it is that Donnelly died. And so we had to literally string bits and pieces of evidence together. We likened it to a puzzle. And that's what we did.
Madam DPP, not asking you to take tales out of school, but you spoke about the mood among the core team involved with the investigation and prosecution of this case. Lots of tears inside the courtroom. Were there any tears among that core group? Did the case have that sort of impact on anyone as you really digested the verdict?
Well, Mrs. Log and her remaining daughter were crying. It is obvious that the investigator from Indicom was moved. My two younger colleagues were emotionally affected. I won't say they were crying, but they too were moved. And for me, it was really somber. Like I said, it was really a sad occasion. There really was no celebrating.
Yeah. DPP, as you know well, this became a social media sensation, almost a spectacle, especially in the lead up to charges being laid and the initial court appearances. How at all, if any at all, did that complicate the prosecution?
It didn't complicate it for us. I am not on social media, on any social media whatsoever. It really did not play a part in the job that we had to do.
Well, was there? If I could just follow up, was there any point though? Because I'm sure you would have been made aware of what was happening. Was there any point that you worried or wondered whether that could have had an influence on the jurors?
Not even for a second.
You were that sure of the evidence?
I'm not saying I was that sure of the evidence, but you're asking me about social media. And as I said to the ladies who appeared with me in the case today, we put up a good case.
Yeah.
And so I was satisfied. I am conscious of the fact that we're dealing with jurors, 7 different brains, 7 different minds, and they could have come back with a different result. But I felt throughout it all that we had done enough with what we had.
Already there is argument about the possibility of appealing this verdict. How confident are you that this verdict will be held up by a higher court?
We did the preparatory work for the trial. We'll do the same for the appeal when it comes. We expect it. We expect it because most murder convictions are appealed. The sentence for murder in Jamaica is life imprisonment. And so we expect that there will be an appeal and we will prepare for it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tyra.
Oh, sorry, Ricardo. Madam DPP, you raised the subject matter of a mother not being able, even with the guilty verdict, a mother not being able to do what is customary, which is to bury her daughter. And if, you know, if we would have it some other way, as folks say, you know, it's children who ought to rightfully bury their parents after they've lived a long life. So with all that difficulty that is facing this family, will there be any approach to the person convicted in this regard to hammer out some kind of a deal to, let's say he says he can say where the body is? I'm not sure if you see where I'm going with this, and then he'll probably get a lesser sentence. Does anything in law allow for that kind of a negotiation?
I don't know that there is anything in law that allows for it. You are aware that under the plea negotiations legislation, we have post-sentence agreements. So if you're asking about a post-sentence agreement for Mr. Maitland to then divulge where the body is, I don't know that the plea negotiations legislation addresses that. If you're asking about mitigation, were he to come forward before sentence to say where her body is now buried, is this something that a judge would take into consideration? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You sprung that one on me, and it's very unusual.
Yes.
I have done, and the Office of the DPP has done, we've done a lot of plea negotiations. What you're asking me about is really something that is unheard of in this jurisdiction.
So, but on that point, once again, Ricardo, if I could just pick up on that point raised by Madam DPP, the post-sentencing, what did you call it? Post-sentencing?
Post-sentence agreement.
Post-sentencing agreement. So would that have an impact on the likely sentence handed down to Mr. Maitland were a post-sentencing agreement be reached and he would say where the body is?
Well, if you've taken into consideration all that I said, I'm saying I do know that there could be a post-sentence agreement in a situation as you have described it. Because what normally happens in the case of post-sentence agreement, the person is sentenced for a crime and then he gives information about a crime, another crime. That is how I have seen it done.
Yes.
And as a result, you shave off a period for the term he's already serving. What you're asking about is him telling us about the crime that he's already being convicted for.
I understood.
I don't know that was contemplated when the drafters drafted the plea negotiations legislation. Which is why I went to mitigation.
Yes, if I could stay to on the point of the body, because a lot of Jamaicans are reacting this evening, and one of the questions they're asking is how. And you recall another famous case of a missing body and a guilty verdict was handed down, and the question arises each time: how? How does a jury find somebody guilty of murder when there is no body? And as you yourself has said, DPP, circumstantial evidence. How? Can you just walk us through, in law, how that operates? DPP? We've lost her.
We're going to try and
reconnect. Because it's important. There was one other famous case. I am speaking, of course, the murder trial of dancehall entertainer Vybz Kartel. Of course, the conviction in that matter ultimately overturned by the Privy Council.
Right.
But he was
found on a technique. Well, I wouldn't.
A matter of jury technicality. I wouldn't venture that far. A matter of jury tampering, and what should have happened.
Right.
DPP.
But she's back with us.
Okay. Would you like to repeat the question, or did you hear it?
I didn't hear it.
Okay. So the matter of the missing body. You would recall there was a high-profile case in this jurisdiction involving an entertainer. There was no body. There was a guilty verdict, and the question keeps coming up online. Certainly, how does a jury return a verdict of guilty without a body, and with the prosecution saying this was all circumstantial? Could you walk us through that in law? How does that operate?
What the crown usually has to prove is the routine of the now deceased person or the purportedly dead person. In this case, we were able to establish Donnelly's routine. Donnelly lived at home with her mother. Other than the times when she went overseas on vacation or on business, she would return home. So if she went to spend the night with Mr. Maitland, the following morning, she would return home. She worked from home. She conducted her business. She earned a living from home. She spoke to her mother. If she left home, she would speak to her mother no less than 2 times daily. She had close friends that she would speak to regularly. She is, as you have described her, an influencer.
Yes.
So she would appear online. All of those activities ceased after she left in the company of Mr. Maitland. Nobody heard from her. Nobody has seen her. She hasn't called anybody. And those persons who have called her have not been able to make contact with her. This isn't over a 1 week or a 2 weeks period. This has been the case from the morning of the 12th day of July 2022.
Yes.
And because there has been this permanent break in her routine, we asked the jury to say that she's dead. In addition to that, the scientists found her blood in Mr. Maitland's apartment. And so the scientist was able to say somebody suffered an injury in this apartment. And if we're going by the blood, then it is Donnelly who suffered an injury. And we asked the jurors to say that that injury led to her death. Mr. Maitland's activities after she went missing, the washing of a couch, when everybody else was looking for Donnelly, he was more concerned with washing out the couch. The person who was working at the car wash and washing the couch described what any Jamaican would say and agree is blood. And based on those things, we were able to clearly satisfy the jurors so that they were sure that she died, and she bled before she died in Mr. Maitland's home.
Staying with
it was argued.
Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
That it was argued that blood cannot be aged or dated, and because she was a quote-unquote regular visitor to that apartment, then she could have bled on any occasion.
Yes.
And for those who heard the evidence and heard my friend's closing address, an alternative explanation for the presence of her blood was given. Not one I'll repeat.
But did you find that explanation, though, incredible? Because we out on the outside of the courtroom, I'll repeat it, certainly Mr. Maitland suggested that there may have been at least 2 miscarriages, and that sexual intercourse on a balcony may have been the cause of the blood deposits in the apartment. As the prosecutor sitting there, did you find that incredible?
Terribly. And I said as much when I addressed the jurors.
And Madam DPP, the jurisprudence here and elsewhere does contemplate that someone who commits a crime may very well take measures to cover up that crime.
To conceal it,
right.
exactly.
So that means you can, with the right circumstantial evidence, make a case to convict someone even without a body being found, because the law must contemplate that people will try to cover their crimes.
And while there is focus, and persons tend to like to recall that case with the entertainer, that was not the first case tried in Jamaica where somebody was found guilty in the absence of a body. No.
Yeah. So you say no rejoicing. You say the jury got it right. You did the best with what you had. But certainly, DPP, you must feel some satisfaction as the chief prosecutor. This was a major case. The country's eyes were on the court.
I think the media made it a major case.
Yeah? Why you say that?
I say to prosecutors all the time, the family members, friends, and loved ones of victims always see their case as major. And we in the DPP's office, we treat every single case with the same level of importance. So for me, it wasn't major.
Yeah.
If it is important to a mother, a father, a sibling, a friend, then it's important, it's major, and it requires our total dedication and attention. And that's what we did in this case. That's what we have been doing. That's what my team has been doing. Every day we step into court.
Yes. Have you yet determined the sentence you will ask Justice Pusey to hand to Scotland?
I have already started to think about it on the drive home this evening, but I will not tell you what that is.
I had to try.
Madam DPP, the accused now, is no longer the accused. He's been found guilty.
He's now the
was a serving police constable. How important is today's verdict in reinforcing the principle that no one is above the law? And you did mention the police and the solid work they did in this matter.
Yeah. Well, I think the result speaks for itself. I'm not sure if you are aware. I'm the daughter of a policeman.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't aware
I didn't know that.
I am. My father is a retired policeman.
You should thank him for his service for us.
Yes, please go ahead. You said it.
Can I take you now, DPP, to the matter of your appointment? When you got that okay from the PSC that yes, you would become the constitutional officer charged with effecting prosecutions in this country. What was that moment like for you?
I was relieved.
Relieved?
The interview was conducted, I believe, on the 7th day of August. And it was a long wait to hear what the result was. So I was relieved. Yeah.
And what has it been like since?
My days haven't been... What I'd like for you to recall and appreciate is that I acted for all of 8 months, 2024 into January of last year. So it really didn't feel the way I think people thought it felt.
Yes.
Because I had acted in the post for all of 8 months. I was working with the same people I have been working with for the last, I believe, 18 plus years. This is all I've ever done. I left law school and became a prosecutor within the space of, 2 months? This is all I've ever done. It's what I want to do. I applied for the top job after I had done the 8 months and realized that I had the competence to do it. And like I said, I felt relieved that I was being entrusted with the job.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Ricardo. No, go ahead.
No, so going forward, I know initially you had released a statement to the Jamaican people about how you intended to do the job. Going forward, does that still obtain? What should Jamaicans expect from you?
I'll be reading my files. I'll be going to court, whether it's trial court or the Court of Appeal. I haven't appeared much in the Court of Appeal in, I'd say, the last 4 years or so. I tell people that I live in Court 1, and if you want to hear what it is I have to say, then you just need to come and sit in Court 1. It is where I work most days. And that is how I intend to continue to conduct my practice. I'm an attorney first.
Yes.
I am not a celebrity. I don't like the attention. And unless I have something to speak on, and you really won't see or hear me unless you come to court.
Let me.
Am I hearing your predecessor, Shirley, and of course we appreciate that you will leave your own legacy as Director of Public Prosecutions, but your predecessor did quite a bit in terms of revolutionizing how DPPs, how often they communicated with the public that they serve. Are you intending to continue that trend, or
continue communicating with the public?
Yes,
certainly.
And
what it will look like may be a little different, but certainly.
Well, we certainly hope that these interviews will be part of that
exactly.
look at DPP.
Well, I'm doing an interview now.
Yes.
because there is a reason to be doing an interview.
I see. So you will speak when the moment requires it.
There you go.
All right, let me ask you this. Why did Claudette Thompson decide to become a prosecutor? I know for quite some time it wasn't a good paying job. I know for quite some time you had a lot of files and you were pressured.
I came to talk about Mr. Brooks. I'm sorry. I came to talk about the trial. You've gotten a few questions in, but we've really strayed from the trial.
But I'll tell you why I'm straying. DPP.
Yes.
Because I think this is certainly on Nationwide the first time my listeners are being introduced to you, and they have asked us to try to get you on a number of occasions. So I promise that's the last of my straying. Why did Claudette Thompson choose to become a prosecutor?
I don't think I chose it. I think it chose me. I did international relations as a first degree, international relations and politics. I thought I was going to be working in an embassy somewhere. And then I came upon law. And I think because I had spent so much time around police officers, I chose that side of the law. And here I am.
All right.
I'm not sure if we asked you this one. It's related to the case, I promise. The jury deliberated for just under 4 hours. What does that suggest to you about the strength and clarity of the prosecution's case? Based on your familiarity with these matters, were you concerned the jury took that long? What are your thoughts?
No less than 3 or 4 times today, different attorneys came to me with the same question. Ms. Thompson, what does it mean the jurors are out this long? And I said to them, a case that was considered weak was heard on the building over the last week and a half. And just yesterday, the jurors went out and they were out for more than 4 hours, or just about 4 hours. And they came back and said not guilty. I was junior counsel in the Lynn murder trial, if you can cast your mind back, when the Lynn husband and wife were murdered in Manchester.
Yes.
You will recall that matter was tried in the Home Circuit Court. And I was junior to the senior deputy then, who is now a High Court judge. And they were out for several hours, I suspect almost 4 hours, if not more. And they returned with the guilty verdict. And to the 2 colleagues, as in prosecutors, and the defense attorney who came to me, I drew the analogy between the 2 cases. Mm-hmm. What it means to me is that jurors go out and they are deliberating. They're thinking long and hard. They want to arrive at the correct verdict. And so we should give them time and space to do just that.
Yeah. All right. Claudette Thompson is the country's Director of Public Prosecutions. We hope that this is the first of many more interviews with the Chief Prosecutor. We'll certainly extend the invitations when we think there's something for you to say, Madam DPP.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam DPP.
Thank you for the time. I
You are
appreciate
welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
Yeah.
She may not want to say it, Ricardo, but this is a significant win.
It is.
It is a significant win. It's a high-profile case by any definition, and she has secured a win. Many people would say a win for justice. I know you follow these cases closely, Ricardo.
Yes.
And sometimes you are in your own person, you go to cover them.
Right.
But what did you make of the marshalling of the evidence? Did you think a jury would have found him guilty?
I did. I did. And I think for me, the aspect of the presence of the blood in the apartment was not properly dismissed or defeated by the defense. The fantastic stories that were,
yes, it was
suggested as the alternatives, they weren't persuasive, and so I thought that was strong. And I thought Donnelly's mother, who I believe was the first witness called by the prosecution, that she was particularly strong, and you really sympathized with her as a mother, just thinking, I don't have my daughter to bury, and I know she's gone, and somebody murdered her. Well, that 7-member jury this afternoon deciding it was Noel Maitland.
Yeah, the circumstantial case outlined by the prosecution, they were clear in their case, and that evidence of the blood being present in the apartment, the defense team, I don't think, dispatched with that appropriately. The suggestions were really fantastic.
Yes.
I know that, in defending
but let us be
someone-
fair. Let us be fair also to the defense. They're creatures of instruction. Yeah, and if that is the instruction they have, then they're duty bound to advance it.
Well, you can also advise your client if something sounds
fantastic.
Yes, and it did come across as fantastic.
Yes.
Menstrual cycle, blood from menstrual cycle, or blood that appeared from sexual intercourse taking place on a balcony and a miscarriages in the apartment. All of those things, Donnelly is nowhere to be found, and the jury is being asked to believe that the blood that was present in the apartment is not because Donnelly, who is missing, is dead, but because she had a miscarriage. I find that to be fantastic. The easier thing to believe is the argument being made by the prosecution that she, in fact, was killed in the apartment.
Yes, and the jury accepted that.
And the jury accepted that.
So we wait now to hear how Justice Pusey determines sentence. Of course, we'll be there to tell you what the DPP recommends. You heard her saying just now she's already started to consider that on her drive home. And of course, she'll have to make that case to the judge as to at what level, in the sentencing range should he put Noel Maitland.
Someone is correcting us, Ricardo. Or I said they're saying prosecutions do not win cases; they secure conviction.
Yes, and that's something prosecutors say all the time. Ms. Thompson's predecessor, Paula Llewellyn, will also say that. But
the layman will say we don't allow.
You won the case. Yeah. You won the case. Yeah. Because they're telling they're public servants and they're servants of justice. So it's not about winning or losing. They're just trying to see justice done. Fair.
Absolutely. And many would say justice was done in this instance.
I think so. 15 minutes after 7, Tyrone, Catholic School Week is coming up. And we're going to be talking about that next.
It's time for Hot Listings, Nationwide 90 FM's on-air classifieds, made for quick ads and fast results.
Pure Photography, professional photography services based in Kingston, capturing weddings, engagements, portraits, and special events with a focus on real moments, beautiful details, and timeless images. Contact us at 876-417-0635. That's 876-417-0635. Or visit purephotographyjamaica.com. Organized Living JA offers smart cabinetry and closet solutions, walk-in, reach-in, and in-room closets. Modular closet sections are in stock and quick to install. For more information, send a DM on Instagram or email orglivjm.com. That's orglivjm.com. Open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make your event come together with the right rentals. Popcorn machines, snow cone machines, elegant gold Chiavari chairs, 6-foot trestle tables, round tables that seat 8, bistro tables, and umbrellas for your round tables. Call or WhatsApp 876-304-0515. That's 876-304-0515.
That was Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM. Listings start as low as $1,500. Call 876-630-1210 to book yours today.
Yo, check this out. This is Ding Dong Ravers, one of your patrons for the Sagicor Sigma Run 2026. And this year, we are bringing out the best as we run, walk, and wheel for the West.
Hi, this is Lisa Hanno, and I'm proud to be a patron for this run in aid of funds to repair and rebuild schools damaged by Hurricane Melissa.
Hey, Public Civil here. I spent my whole life trying to make records, but this record is going to be special.
We're aiming to raise a record $150 million for children in the West.
Well, everybody come jump up, lace up, wheel up, donate some money, everybody sign up. We are run for the West.
Sign up now at SagiCoreSigmaRun.com.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
In times of loss, sharing information matters. Nationwide 90 FM offers professional obituary announcements, ensuring family, friends, and communities are informed with care and dignity.
It's been a long day.
Obituaries are aired weekdays at 8:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. When it's important to reach people, let us help you do so respectfully. Contact our sales team today, 876-630-1210, or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com for more information. Nationwide 90 FM, informing Jamaica with care.
It's 19 minutes after 7. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide at 5. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Tyrone Reed.
The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston will be having the Jamaica Catholic Schools Commission will be hosting their Catholic Schools Week this week. The celebration should have been the last week of October but was postponed due to the passage of Hurricane Melissa.
We're now being joined by Campus Minister for Holy Child High School and member of the Planning Committee for Catholic Schools Week, Kimberly Chin Yee. Top of the evening to you. Kimberly, welcome to Nationwide at 5.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me on your program. It is an honor.
What is Catholic Schools Week?
Catholic Schools Week, as it sounds, the word Catholic, universal. Now think of all our Catholic schools in Jamaica. What do our Catholic schools represent here? I'm sure you heard of St. George's, Campion, Immaculate, Jesuit Hall, St. Richard's. All of these have one common factor. They are Catholic and they are excellent. Everyone wants to send their child to a Catholic school. Now, these Catholic schools are built on the principles of our Catholic ethos, which promotes being Christ-like, of course respecting our environment, respecting humanity as individuals, and service and consideration of others. And so this week we commemorate the excellence in education, the mix of academics, as well as the ethos of our Catholic faith to produce wonderful, respectful, courteous, and Christ-like citizens of our society. This week is special because we ensure that these Catholic principles are, what would we say, presented to the world, presented to society on whole, and as a school, a Catholic school community, that we are proud of it and that we celebrate together as one.
For this year's celebrations, what are to be the key highlights and who are the persons invited to participate?
All right. So Catholic Schools Week, we would normally send a list of activities to the schools, and they have free reign. Schools are able to decide how they would want to execute these activities. So notably, there is special devotion. You could invite persons who empower the Catholic faith in your society, in your churches, to host devotion with your children, the students and the staff, because remember, the school community not only includes the students, but it includes staff, parents, teachers, all who are concerned. There is also, we have the theme Adopt a School. So I'll give you an example. The Holy Childhood High School has chosen to adopt the Devon Penn Primary and Infant School, where we will be visiting the Devon Penn Primary and Infant School, visiting with the children, celebrating devotion, playing games. We actually plan to have a drama skit enacting David and Goliath with the children. This is to spend time in sisterhood and brotherhood, the older ones, ensuring that they are taking care of the younger ones, encouraging in the Catholic faith, showing kindness, patience, and love, as Jesus Christ showed us how to do.
And how does one participate or be a sponsor of the week? Or is it open to sponsorship? How does one get involved?
Listen, just like Catholic says, it's universal. It's open to all. It's easy to participate because it is implemented by the schools. Each school, though we have one theme, may celebrate in different manners. And so if it is that you are with Jesse Paul, you simply go to the administration, you go to the principal there, and they'll include you, whether if you want to be in the special devotion, whether it is that you would want to participate in the highlight of the week, which would be the school community mass. Now, that mass is being held tomorrow at the Holy Trinity Cathedral at 10 a.m. We're asking everyone to come out, celebrate with us, celebrate with all our schools. Let us unite in faith together. Participation is simple. The Lord calls us just as we are.
And I might have missed it. Is there a theme for this week's celebrations, for this year's celebration?
Now, the Great Commission in the Gospel of Matthew says, Jesus is asking us to go and evangelize to all peoples of the world. And so the theme for this year is Missionaries of Hope Among All Peoples. And now the Catholic Church has just terminated its Jubilee Year of Hope. And this celebration, what is the Jubilee Year of Hope? We reap what we sow. So we ensure that we've planted the seeds long before. And it's a year of hope, of ensuring that we reap, we see the benefits of what we are doing. Hence, we celebrate the excellence of our Catholic schools, that the values that we produce in our children will then impact the society in Jamaica and across the world.
Yeah. All right. Well, all the best with Catholic Schools Week. We hope the Mass goes well tomorrow. Yeah.
Will you be attending?
I don't think I will be. No. But
we will miss you.
You're in my thoughts, though, Kimberly Chinyi.
That's wonderful. But we invite all to come. I mean, for sponsorship, please feel free to contact the Commission, as well as the Archdiocese of Kingston.
All right. All right, all the best. That's Kimberly Chinyi. She is the campus minister for Holy Childhood High School and a member of the planning committee for Catholic Schools Week. Yeah, having a mass tomorrow at 10 at the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity. So if you can stop on by, you should do that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kimberly Chinyi.
Thank you for having me, and see you all there tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, so we're going to take your calls now, 630-937-124, 618-6730. Lots happened today. What's on your mind?
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Discover opportunities. Build connections that shape your future. Join the Jamaica Stock Exchange for its 21st Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference, January 20 through 22, 2026, at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in Kingston, under the theme Capital Markets Fueling Economic Resurgence and Resilience. Come here, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Finance Minister Mrs. Favour Williams, Mr. Gregory Fisher of Jefferies, Mr. Livingston Morrison of Jamaica Stock Exchange, Mr. Angus Young of NCB Capital Markets, and more notable speakers. Seats are limited. Register now at jscregionalconference.com or call 876-967-3271.
In times of loss, sharing information matters. Nationwide 90 FM offers professional obituary announcements, ensuring family, friends, and communities are informed with care and dignity.
It's been a long day.
Obituaries are aired weekdays at 8:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. When it's important to reach people, let us help you do so respectfully. Contact our sales team today, 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com for more information. Nationwide 90 FM, informing Jamaica with care.
We know the recovery after Hurricane Melissa hasn't been easy. That's why Flow is here to support our customers every step of the way. Flow has been issuing rebates to customers who experienced service disruptions as part of our commitment to doing right by you. Your bill is created automatically, so you may still receive one as usual. But if you're due a rebate, you'll see it clearly listed as an adjustment on that same bill. We encourage you to take a moment to review your statement to confirm the credited amount. And if your service is still offline because of Hurricane Melissa, rebates will continue until service is restored. Rebates are issued twice per month. If it's not reflected on your current bill, it should appear on the next bill. At Flow, our focus is on fairness, transparency, and making sure our customers feel supported. Thank you for your patience, your loyalty, and your understanding as we work to fully restore service across all affected communities.
Just before we go to the phone lines, may I remind the YouTubers that a minimum level of decorum is expected, especially as it relates to guests who appear on this platform. If you continue with what we think is abusive conduct, then you know what's going to happen, yeah? So keep it civil. Papa Nana.
Very good, man. How you do?
I am all right. How are you?
Papa Nana. My big time friend from Francis Land Marvally, man.
Up on bouncing, Ella.
Yeah, man, you never know why you co-host me, so you used to go and go shoot, bud.
Oh, yes, man. I don't know how Marvel in my place, man. We're not hiding, man. One Marvel.
I don't know why I'm proud of you.
Let me know, no?
Yeah, no, because you could have taken up something different, man. I'm proud of you, you know.
Cool, man. We give thanks, man. Give thanks to the most time, man.
Tell me something, Tyrone, before we finish. You didn't know, Mr. Francis children name?
No, I've only heard of Francis Bush, as we used to call it, you know.
Let me ask you something, if I'm not mistaken. You was a young journalist when they killed Bonnie Francis.
Yes, I actually went to that crime scene of Hope Road there.
Yes, beside Devon House, really here.
Yeah, man, I actually went to that crime scene.
Exactly.
As a reporter.
And that me I tell my brother who's a inspector of police that he's supposed to know you. And he said yes. Anyway, yes. Me want to give somebody else a chance. I want to help me out with something, Tyrone, both of you. I hear the lawyer said that it's coming in one of the closing arguments that he has a seal come with mangoes and chicken, but the chicken was missing and the mangoes was still there. Could you give me some lowdown on it? Because what I'm saying, if the mangoes eat the chicken, how the mangoes could come out? Maybe the word will be too small for him to come out if he eat the chicken. How do you look at it?
Well, he was trying an analogy in explaining. He was saying that, look, if you know, if Donnelly was the chicken is missing, and the come out of the cob and the mango still not the cob, and there's no evidence that how the chicken come out of the cob and the mango still not the cob is not the it's just the point is not the mangoes eat the chicken. That's the point of the analogy.
Then listen to me. Then if the mangoes is still in the cob and the chicken missing, the chicken couldn't be in the mango's belly.
I suppose so, Papa Dad. I suppose so.
People are idiots enough. And I want to say something before, because I want to give other people a chance. Let me tell you something. You know that Ellen Davis White and Zara Burton and Mark Golding is actually the same person.
They're not.
Do everything to try to stop Andrew. No. I am
no,
not.
Papa, nah. Me not gonna agree with there, so. If you're going to tell me about the access to information part, me not going to agree with there. So Zara is...
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, go on.
And you know what you the next one where I say, you know say you have done Damian Crawford.
Wow. Wow. All right, go on. Let me hear.
Because I wasn't going there. So
okay, go on.
I am saying, look at what has happened. I hear Mr. Hughes say that Mark Golding is furious over what is taking place now. But he did furious about Vincent. And the men come out and say they're going to prison one by one, right? And we didn't even know that who he was expecting to go prison that them going.
But nobody gonna prison.
I want you to correct me. I hear like Zara Burton was saying that the Prime Minister should import Django to eat carcasses. How could the Django know a body difference from the carcasses?
Yeah, somebody did raise that. Can
you imagine if the Prime Minister, they do everything to stop the Prime Minister?
But I don't think, but hold on. I don't think Zara's recommendation came from a bad place. I don't think it was a bad faith recommendation. She explained... No, I'm not take up for them, man. No, man. She explained what her concern was. And it was a legitimate concern that there may be a public health risk at the time from the carcasses that were around. And it was a problem because when I went to Westmoreland, I'll tell you, when I was traveling up to Darliston, the place did stink. Really stink. Yes. So it was a reasonable... She was trying to put forward a solution to a problem that existed at the time. So I don't think you should just put bad faith to it, like she was just trying to slap down the Prime Minister.
If the Prime Minister had import couple
so that's a different thing. So you can say maybe the solution wasn't well thought out, but I just don't think you should automatically conclude that she was coming from a place of bad faith.
All right, sir. But
All right,
I think Mr. Mark Golding should sue us with Vincent more because this is just a drop in the bucket.
Okay, hear you.
All right, sir. Give somebody else.
All right, Papa Nana. 630-9371-2461-8730. Carl.
Evening to everyone.
Good evening, my friend.
Yes, Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
I have a problem with Zara. I have a problem. When she asks question, when she's going anywhere, she doesn't think it out. It's just like something flying in her head, like when other day.
No, I do agree with that.
Absolutely not true. Let me tell you guys something. You're going to have a problem with any journalist that tries to hold your party to account. That is the problem with folks in Jamaica who are too political. When you're blindly partisan. When you have a journalist, let me finish, and I'm going to defend my colleague. Now, man, I've listened to you. Now, when you have people who ask tough questions, somehow you believe the tough questions make them political. Sometimes people are just doing jobs, you know.
All right, anyway, that made the cover, but me after something, Tyrone. The hurricane blew the Wednesday, and by the evening, she was asking Mr. Mackenzie, what is the estimate of the damage? She go back and she asked Christopher a full question. Let me tell you those two, and I'll move on. Anyhow, I want to invite Mr. Dawes to the front of my class tonight. That's a question. And Mr. Dawes, me really come from. I want to ask I'll go to Mr. Golding first. Mr. Golding in the election we're gone another day. Mr. Golding said if he win the general election or he lose it, anybody name call concerning anything when name not right, no use the word no right, won't be along with him in a cabinet or in a party as long as him a roll it. Well, from last week Tuesday, there is some story going on around now, and I hear Mr. Golden is very silent. Very silent. Anyhow, come back to Mr. Dawes. I want to ask you, Mr. Dawes, I want to sit at the front of the class. Is none of those 12 equipment, is at your business place at Windsor Avenue, not Windsor Avenue, right? If you coming into half a tree there, over that complex.
What's the basis of the question?
There? Yes, Ricardo?
What's the basis of the question?
The basis of the question is that what we are picking up out here.
No, you can't come here and tell me what you're picking up out there. I don't know where it's out there.
All right.
So what is the factual basis of the question? And don't come here, come tell me where you pick up.
Yeah, I tell you.
Come here, come get me another problem where you pick up from out here. Where's out here?
Mascar, make us start calling you antenna. You have pick up. Eh?
All right. You can't call me that Tyrone. All right. Ricardo. Ricardo. The equipment them rent to doctor. Let me use the word. The equipment them rent to doctors to have at them business place.
That is an allegation.
The allegation then. And if none of those equipment is at his business place.
Yeah, but what's the basis of that? What's the basis of that question?
Because, Ricardo, Mr. Dawes was one of the persons who was a director and a board.
No,
and
did you hear? No. Did you hear his explanation?
No, the explanation is poor.
I'm sorry?
That explanation that he gave after a near move was very poor.
No, it doesn't matter if you think it's poor or not. That's the explanation. And you coming here to tell me that him remove himself, you have no evidence of that.
No. But Ricardo, his name was and
he explained why it was there and why it was subsequently removed.
All right, Pascal, we're not going to allow you to get yourself or us in any trouble. But Ricardo, let me ask you this though. Regardless of what the explanation is, his name was somehow involved with
yes,
one of these entities, right?
Yes.
Should he have recused himself
from commenting on the matter?
Commenting on this matter, yes.
I think that would be appropriate. Absolutely, yes.
Yes, and that is my
because he would have engaged to do business with. He said he didn't go ahead with whatever the arrangement was.
Right, but there was something in trade.
Absolutely.
First of all, he should have declared it up front.
Yes.
And say why, as opposition spokesman, he's recusing himself.
He shouldn't have waited
there might be a junior spokesperson there as well.
He shouldn't have waited for the questions to come. I agree with that. Absolutely
not.
Yes.
He should have come forward with what could have been, is what he's telling us. It didn't really materialize, but that they were going down the wicket. He should have said that, and then he should have recused himself. That would have been the responsible thing to do. Now, nothing he says would cause me to want to listen to him because of what I'm hearing now. What has come to light.
Yes.
Meaning, and I'm not saying he's guilty of anything, I'm saying the fact that they were going down this road of a business arrangement that he said never materialized, and then this situation that has been investigated by the Auditor General would seemingly have something to do with that particular entity. He should have declared it up front and then recused himself. And he did not do that. And I think because of that, it really is looking poor on him. It's reflecting poorly on him, I think.
630-937-124-618-6730. William.
Good evening, Ricardo. Good evening, Tyrone.
Good evening, Mas William.
Yeah, there's something wrapping on my mind here. And I hear Ricardo ask the DPP something pertaining to it. One of our blind sisters were missing, Jasmine Dean, for a good while now.
Yes.
We don't hear nothing about it. I remember clearly somebody was interviewing a prosecutor when they said the police found somebody with some items belongs to her.
Yes, bank cards.
Right. And the question was asked to her if the person could be charged also for murder.
Yes.
And she said no, because they don't find her, they don't find nothing, whatever the case may be.
Right.
They don't have anybody find anybody of her.
Or any other evidence suggesting murder.
But as I asked the question this evening pertaining to the next DPP pertaining to charge somebody for murder and then don't find anybody, it come right back to me.
Yeah, but again, you know,
it's a little different, though, Master William, because blood was found in the apartment, and she was said to have. It's one of the last places she would have visited. So you can build a circumstantial case around that. I'm not certain if there has been any evidence unearthed so far that would have. Right, given rise to that kind of a conclusion to be drawn.
Because remember, you know, William, what DPP just said, you know, she had a routine, and the last time she was seen alive was with Maitland. And they established that she was in the apartment. Then there was blood in the apartment. So the conclusion there is something happened to her that caused her to bleed, as the DPP said. In the case of Jasmine Dean, I don't think they established any other evidence except that the men were in possession of the bank cards. And so they were prosecuted on that ground.
Because I was trying to talk to them, even with the entertainer case before. Well, up to now, they don't find nobody of no one.
But again, recall in that case, there was a lot of other evidence. It wasn't just the body that rested on. So, for example, in the Jasmine Dean thing, conceivably, you could say you found the bank cards. You understand? So there's way more to it than just saying that they had the bank card, so that means they murdered her.
So, having find with the bank card, the person, even if you find it on the ground, then it was published, said this young lady missing, and cannot be found. And if you found something, for you never get to the police station, it's investigation why the police find it on you. So, should I hear something up till now?
No, but your question is whether it proves or suggested they murdered her. And we're saying to you, the police would be hard pressed to make that leap.
Yeah, me understand the part, because you explained it little, but I'm saying, up till now we don't hear nothing further from her.
In terms of her location, yes, that is true. We have not heard anything else.
We don't heard anything. I am wondering, is because she's a poor little blind lady, why we in the blind world been treated this way, because she's not the first, you know.
No,
many abuse up in her, but
no, I don't think so. If you recall, significant resources were deployed at the time. So I don't think it's a matter of her being ignored because she was blind.
It's a case that really, gripped national attention for quite some time.
Yes.
So how long now we don't hear anything? I remember I said that case, I think it happened even before this last case I just finished.
Yes, that is true, it did.
Right? So I don't know if you people could get in touch with somebody to find out what happened, how we can hear something about Miss Dean. Right? Our parents are still hurting, so we have nothing.
Okay, we could seek a follow-up to find out what's the status.
And remind Mr. Youth from I plan to get in touch with the JUTT pertaining to why we have been suffering on the road so much between 11 and 2, 3 o'clock, why the bus then remove off of the road. Right across Kingston and St. Andrew and Spanish Town. I mean, Port Morier. In plan to get somebody from JUTC to explain, and up till now we don't hear nothing. Right?
I did hear Cliff asking to have JUTC come and give a count. So we'll try and follow up on that for you, all right?
Yeah, man, we need to hear something because it can't continue like this way. In 2026, we can't continue the same way.
All right, Master William. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Anthony, good evening.
Good evening, Sir Anthony.
Good evening.
How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Not too bad, Marie.
Madea. So, Ricardo and Tyrone, I'm going to disagree with both of you. about Zara's attitude, and I'm going to tell you why. And let me declare that as somebody who mingle in journalism, so I think I can speak confident from this point of view.
You don't mingle, my brother. Come on.
All right, but the thing, what I'm trying to say, Tyrone and Ricardo, based on watching Zara's work over the years so far, she would come across to me as being anti-JLP. And yes.
No, sir. I don't ever agree with that.
No. Yeah, well, you don't have to agree, but I am saying this is my observation.
What makes somebody come across to you as anti-JLP?
Because let me use Tyrone as an example. All right, when he was at CVM, when he was at the Gleaner, you'd have done story covering both parties. So people would at some point in his career call him PNP, and at some point then call him Labour Right and things like that. When I look at Zara's work, I am not, and if you can point me to something, Ricardo, where Zara would have investigate where the opposition are, stuff like that. For instance, we have been caught asking questions about the...
All right, so I just did a quick search. I did a quick search. I'll give you one. October 3, 2023. The headline, 18 degrees north, even as PNP touts opposition leaders' consistent certification by Jamaica's Integrity Commission,
absolutely,
doubts arise as to whether Mark Golding declared House in 2021 and before. That's one. And if you look again, there's another one. Jamaica's opposition leader Mark Golding's foundations on time in the UK, delinquent for years at home. That's another one. So those are just two headlines I pulled up right there. All right, so
folks, Zara is a good investigative journalist. I'm telling you, you guys are wrong about it.
But what I'm saying, though, Tyrone, I don't know. From my personal observation, I think she is. I don't want to use the word. I was going to say antagonistic towards this party or this present government. That is my.
Well, you just heard the evidence, so which means you should step down from that position. You just heard the evidence that she does swing her pen on both sides.
I am not afraid to step down from any position, but let me do my own research and to come to a conclusion, because I mean,
I would recommend that you read that article Ricardo was talking about what the work she did in terms of the declaration of the House of the Opposition Leader. You should have a read of it.
All right, I will take that one on. One other quick thing. So there's a company that is being alleged that is one of the companies in the Auditor General's report about the UHWI, some stuff that's happening in the UHWI. Was it the same company, Ricardo and Tyrone, that was threatening to take the government to court, some cleaning contracts because they wasn't awarded to do all of the cleaning in the both UWI and KPH, those hospitals? Was it that same company?
The Auditor General name a company?
No, we don't know what the company is. The Auditor General, well, no, let me take it back. The Auditor General has not named any company.
So, all right. So here, let me go back again. I said alleged, and the company that you also named in one of your reports yesterday, that is alleged that Dr. Dawes was connected to, or allegedly connected, because his name was on some board or whatever.
Jack Den, that's Jack Den. Yes, that's Jack Den.
Yes. So, all right. So I'm asking, was it the same company that was threatening to carry the government to court because they were not awarded contracts for cleaning?
I don't recall.
Services?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You can look into it, because I think I heard it right here also.
All right.
All right, thanks. Come on. You know, we do have another caller, Ricardo?
Yes, Faithful.
Faithful?
Good evening, Terry. Good evening, Mr. Brooks.
Good evening, Faithful.
Yeah. But Mr. Brooks, congratulations on your promotion for Prime Time on Sunday.
Oh, no. No, I won't be hosting that program. I just did the promo.
Okay, I thought you were going to host it.
No, man.
I was getting ready to congrats on your big promotion. Anyway,
I suspect you will have congratulations to give to somebody, but it's not me.
But not you. Okay, enough.
The program, that's the bullet.
You go on, man. You go on.
It starts on Sunday?
It starts, I believe, in February.
Oh, I thought it was, okay, fair enough. Yes, at the meeting at Davos. But I think Mr. Stump give a good account of herself. I think she sounds very rounded and I think she seems to know what she's all about.
Who's that? Who gave the good account?
The DPP.
Oh, yes.
Right, even though she says she's not a celebrity.
Yes.
But she was like a celebrity to me this evening. I did have a meeting with Mr. Trump and he said about a board for
Board of Peace.
Eh?
The Board of Peace.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the board that is setting up, you know, you have to have a bill and that to be a member of that board, you know. No, you tell me. And the board, not that's one. And two.
I heard one second. I heard someone on the BBC today reporting on this saying the board, he's chairman, you know. Donald J. Trump is chairman. And not the president of the United States, you know. It is Donald J. Trump who is supposed to be chairman. So what will happen after he has to demit office at the end of this tenure is a question. But go ahead, people.
No, but he's chairman and on the way he loses job unless he cannot manage anymore and he decide if he must be chairman, yes or no. Now you tell me. And right, and not only that, the person who get invitation, some of the same person who stay fighting war, and they're going to be on the board to Justice for Peace. How do you square that?
Well, I heard one commentator say today, there's no way you can call anything peace and invite the Vladimir Putin to it. That's what one commentator said today. I can't recall the guy's name.
The first I read his name, I was shocked and surprised. But I think Mr. Trump is deep in love with Mr. Putin.
Did you hear where he neviewed up the United Nations? Just tapped the United Nations on the head today. Like you know, like you tap your little nephew on the head. He kept saying, "Oh, the United Nations, it has potential."
Yeah, because Mr. Reid, the board that is setting up, you know, is one to rival United Nations. Because anything that is taking place and it pertains to righteousness, it has to be accounted to Trump's eyes. The way Trump see it.
I don't see this thing outliving Donald Trump though. And
of course not, Tyrone. He probably won't even outlive this year.
Yeah, so the UN is so enshrined in international law that this thing I don't think it would right. Most of the big hitters in Europe, only Hungary I think is from Europe, is represented. Most of the big hitters, the UK, the France, all of those big hitters coming out of Europe have not accepted the invitation.
And but the next problem that I have with it, if what is name, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, he never want to be a part of the board, you know, but because it's Trump and he cannot tell Trump no, so forcefully he want to accept it because Turkey Erdogan and he cannot take tea and the president for Qatar because they are in favor of Gaza, and most of the persons that sign up for the board are from the Arab state. And what the Arab state want is a two-state solution, and Israel is not for that. So even before the board set up, there is a big problem there. So therefore, Israel will have to brave it to realize the boy I said, for that would be exist any at all. You have to have two-state solution.
During his first term, I told Cliff that the United States has enough robust systems to outlast Donald Trump and the effects that he had on them. And
Boy, were you wrong.
No. Of course I'm right. The U.S. outlasted Donald Trump. Wasn't there a Biden presidency thereafter?
Tyrone, if it had outlasted him, he wouldn't have been reelected.
No, but that's a completely different scenario.
Nope.
The fact that the American people gave us Donald Trump again.
Remember what happened, He was indicted, convicted in one court, headed to federal court, and he outran all of it. He defeated the justice system, scores of prosecutors. He defeated the Democratic Party. He disgraced Biden. I don't know what the Supreme Court capitulated. The Congress has capitulated. I don't know. Donald Trump.
America is no more than. America is still the world's superpower. What are you saying? They outlived the first term of Donald Trump.
It's still the world's superpower, but it has been bent to the will, entirely to the will of Donald Trump. The entire federal government.
Look, but the point I was going on to make was this second term of Trump. It is even more chaotic. You're thinking that perhaps he couldn't get any worse. He is with this disruptive kind of diplomacy that he's been practicing. You're wondering if anything will be left of the world order when he's finished.
Brace. We're out of time, though, Faithful. We have to run. Thank you for the call. Dana Davey, thank you so much. Super producer Andrew Glenn Anderson, thank you, my brother. My colleagues in the newsroom, the very best in the business. Thank you all so much. And our callers, contributors, and your valued listeners. We appreciate you. My name is Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Tyrone Reed. Good evening.
A supermarket in Kingston is seeking productive, mature, and responsible individuals. Positions include manager, supervisor, warehouse attendants, bulk room attendant, packers and baggers, cashiers, scullion, and servers. Send your resume to recruit.vasjamaica@gmail.com. That's recruit.vasjamaica@gmail.com.
It's time for Hot Listings, Nationwide 90 FM's on-air classifieds, made for quick ads and fast results.
Airbnb just 5 minutes from Norman Manley Airport. Enjoy a 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom home or book individual